Hey guys, what is going on? It's Obadiah, and today we are back with another episode of Music Row Hideout, the show where we interview entertainment people. And I'm here today with host me and co-host Ryan and special guest also me.
I think you got this all backwards.
And,
I think it's host me, co-host you, and special guest me.
No.
Or special guest us.
That's definitely special guest us. Like
Special
communism.
guest us. Hell yeah.
But anyways, I'll throw it to Ryan for the intro.
All right, tonight our guest is us. Is currently ordering pizza. Us is from the great state of San Diego, California. Land of the good weather? I don't know.
Gold? The gold rush?
Well, that's California.
But you said San Diego. You said
I said the great state
of San Diego, California.
Yeah. I was just talking about the San Diego.
The sun?
Land of the sun. Champion of the sun.
Yes, hi Liz. Yes, today we are our own special guests.
I love when you say it's special.
It's very special.
We are our own special guests.
Goddamn snowflakes. Because, you know, with a podcast, we're the people. And sometimes you got to do just the people. Yep. Also, we didn't book anyone.
Yeah, so this week, our guest for this week actually rescheduled, and he's going to be like either next week or in 2 weeks from now. Mm-hmm. So we always talked about at some point doing one that's just us anyway.
So I figure let's try that sucker out.
Yeah, so
we're plenty entertaining. I mean, I normally stream by myself, so I figure this is fine.
Yeah, you're bringing
also, what
all
are we
the
drinking?
Entertainment. Today we are drinking Cutaway IPA. Oh, I was looking for it. Rye IPA. It is a Nashville brewed beer.
100% locally owned and operated. Tennessee Brew Works. Finely tuned, it says. Quite fine.
You can taste it.
You can taste the tuning.
Well, I'm so distracted because I know that I ordered a pizza for the podcast, as you do.
Podcasters got to eat.
And unfortunately, I looks like I have sent it to my house, which is not here. So, very disappointed. I feel like I just need to, like, jury, you should just be entertaining while I fix the pizza.
So, we have huge plans for today. And by huge plans, I mean we have planned none at all. But we're going to talk about things and stuff. Not stuff and things, because everyone knows that's trademarked. But things and stuff is fine. We're going to talk about music. What up, Liz? You have a question. Perfect. We're going to do user-submitted questions.
Finally, yeah. Liz, you can be the interviewer, and we can be the special guests.
Mm-hmm. Demands an answer. What is it? What is it, though? I'm waiting for Liz to type an entirely honest answer. I'm ready. I'll give you all the honesty.
It's taking quite a while to type.
From my soul. Okay? Answer from my soul.
Oh.
Squirtle. It'd be Squirtle the turtle. Because not only is he better than a regular turtle, given that he has magical abilities, but he can evolve to be a greater and greater turtle over the course of his life. Isn't that really what we all should be doing? Evolving to be a better turtle? Thought you were to stump me, didn't you, Liz?
That's great.
Nice try.
I wish... I salute you for beating me to that, because I had already planned on doing that at some point, just slipping it in. And then as soon as I saw an answer from your soul, I was like, from your soul, oh, I know where this is. I know where this is going.
So now we do have some guests planned, I think. I don't know if they're confirmed or not for the next upcoming weeks.
We do. We have Daniel Donato, who is a guitar player extraordinaire. He is planned for... We're actually going to do a Saturday show next week. So Saturday, the 28th, is going to be Daniel Donato.
Right.
And then the following week, August the 3rd, we're either... Yeah, I think we're going to do Ryan Steele that week, which means it's going to have to be like a Wednesday because he works.
So
we'll do a Wednesday show.
We'll do a Wednesday show.
He literally works during the time that
the only downside of Wednesday shows is we have a time limit.
Show.
But he did that with him the first time as well. It was great.
Yeah. So we're gonna
So we'll
do
have
that.
Ryan Steele back. At that, his Kickstarter will still be going at that time?
Yes, and that's why we'll do it that week. And then the following week, we'll probably have my friend Carmen Brandy come.
Yes. So we've got a few people lined up. Now, Carmen is under 21, right? Mm-hmm. So on that episode, we will be drinking non-alcoholic things.
For the first time.
For the first time ever. I think it's coffee.
In our lives.
Just vodka. But,
speaking of Ryan Steele, actually in this very room that we're sitting in right now, last night we had an event here, and it was pretty cool. We had about 30 people here at the studio and filled this whole room with chairs. You can't see behind the camera, but there's another like 15 feet behind the camera or so. Maybe it's 10 feet. And we filled the whole place up with chairs,
like 75
had a PA
feet.
system, and Ryan Steele from our very first episode came and he played like an hour and a half set. We showed everybody his Kickstarter video. I got up and talked a little bit, just talked him up some. And people hung out, drank wine, and had a great time. So, Jury came.
I came.
With his wife.
Yep, who y'all know.
My sister.
That's correct.
And what'd you think? Did you have fun? Tell me about
Yeah, so it was pretty good. It was hot as hell because the AC broke. But the wine helped with that once we got the wine open. Overall, it seemed pretty successful. People seemed into it. I don't know if people signed up for the Kickstarter or not. I know a lot of them are friends and family who may have already put money in for the Kickstarter.
You know, I don't think there was any family because all his family's like in Wisconsin.
Sure, but we say friends and family. It's like one thing. You know what I mean?
Friends
and family.
Just kind
The
of
friends and family deal.
Yeah.
The fo-fo-fo-hody.
Hey, you know what we will talk about later tonight at some point?
Yes.
But will happen is the mine shafts.
Sure.
Every episode we tease that one day
Yes.
we'll talk about that. This is the day.
We'll talk about, that's actually a pretty good path. We can go from Air Force Base through mine shafts through the DMB.
The 440 deal.
440.
Yeah.
You know, you hit up the 7-Eleven going through.
Yeah. Everyone's gonna learn things.
Today you're learning about us.
About us.
Wow. We have a plan, kind of.
We do have a plan.
Did you fix the pizza, though?
And I have a prop. Yeah, the pizza's coming here. It'll be here within an hour.
And you have a prop.
If the hail doesn't kill the driver.
Yeah, apparently it's supposed to be some super gnarly storm. Which, for y'all people who don't live in California, gnarly means a lot.
Radical!
Excessive. Big. And it's supposed to be pretty severe. It's supposed to be like crazy hail, which I'm actually kind of thinking about, well, internet might just go out.
Could.
Or power.
The internet could
or
go out.
Or this house could collapse with a tornado landing, dropping down right onto this basement.
It's totally possible.
So if we go down, assume we're dead.
Yes.
But also wait for us to come back up, because we might not be.
Now, before we get into the history of us, I do think I wanted to finish the Ryan Steele thing just by saying for anybody who's listening, if you watched our first episode, Ryan Steele was our guest, and he was delightful. Everybody, that was just a great episode. He's just an awesome guy, and he's very, very talented at music. And if you haven't yet, we just encourage you to go check out his Kickstarter. Just go to his Facebook page, and he's got a video there. It was like kind of a documentary about his life and what he's doing, about how he went on The Voice and how he, he didn't get on The Voice. He went and he auditioned. Mm-hmm. They rejected his story, so he ended up trying to create his own story. He ended up living in his van here in Nashville for a while. And anyway, you can hear his whole journey and his story there. Here's music, and we'll just encourage you to go give $5. Give the guy $5.
Yeah.
Get his new album.
Hey, Liz,
help him out.
If you're able to, if you can find it, can you post a link to his Kickstarter in the chat? You should be able to find it, probably. I'm sure it's all over.
Kickstarter,
everywhere.
search Ryan Steele.
Yeah.
Steele with an E.
Steele with an E.
But yeah.
Thanks,
So anyway,
Liz.
he's a great guy. And
but also,
check that out.
Yeah. And so we'll go through, as this is Music Row Hideout, we'll have some live music. I don't know how yet, but it'll
Tonight?
happen. Maybe.
We could get some live music going.
We'll,
A little karaoke. Could pull out that keyboard and see if it works.
we will talk about music, probably. And bands.
I
and
actually
shows.
wanted to start with a prop. So this here studio was built by the one and only Waylon Jennings, who didn't talk like that. Don't know why he did
I
that
hope
voice.
not. That was really weird.
But Waylon Jennings, he's an old country star. He's that outlaw, the original outlaw of country music. Started outlaw country movement. So anyway, yesterday I was talking to the maintenance guy here as he was working on my air conditioning, and he was telling me stories about the studio. And he said when they first moved in, there's this desk out in my back storage area, and he said that they were going through it and finding all these like weird, cool old things because obviously Waylon Jennings being celebrity and all, like he also is connected to other celebrities. So he said there's like headshots of like famous actresses and like all sorts of interesting things and documents. And I was like, oh crap, that might still be here. I need to go in that desk. I know where the desk is, so I was like, I'm going to go back there and check that thing out today.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
And so I went back there to like go see what treasures I could find. And turns out they cleared out the desk, so it didn't have any
Of course they did.
cool treasures. But it did have a bunch of interesting like random old studio things that had been left. And so this was one of them that I found. This for our...
Why do you have a 3D printed save icon?
This for our viewers. It's called a... Well, wait. Let's see. Jury, can you guess what this is called?
A hard disk?
Well, it is pretty hard, but no. Any more guesses? Can you
It's looking
see how... Who? Okay,
Just
let's
snap
play.
it.
Let's play a quick game. Who's one of our favorite people in the chat?
floppy.
That's right.
Liz says that's a floppy disk.
That's right.
You weren't even alive when floppy disks were.
How do you know this, Liz? Do you have a time machine? This is actually a BASF, very reputable brand. 2DD double density disc.
Oh shit!
And it says on here, it's a bunch of songs. Eric Clapton, ZZ Top. When I say a whole bunch, maybe it's like 4.
Because that's all you could fit.
Yeah, I don't know how they
She
fit
says I have
any
no
on.
idea where I learned that.
Well, we learned it from being in computer class.
From
And like
existing.
when you're like in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, you're like part of your like going back to school kits. Your parents bought you a floppy drive, which for me was not drive, a disc.
Disk. Yeah, because you needed to save your Word document.
Which is exciting. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have my own floppy disk. This was so neat. And then at school, you saved all your documents to it, and you had to keep this in your backpack. Yeah, because they're.
Yeah. So.
This is basically the cloud stored into a piece of plastic. It's like the whole
Is this
cloud
like
on a
his
plastic.
like Waylon Jennings' digital mixtape?
Maybe, but it could
When
be
did-
from the
how-
other
when did he
people
die?
who got the studio later. 2002.
Oh, so not that long ago. So when the other people had the studio, how long have they been in the studio?
The
Since
last people that
2002?
were here for 10 years.
Okay, because floppy disks kind of went out of style right around 2002. Like, that was about the end.
Yeah.
I remember I think I still used them a couple times in high school.
I mean, there's a solid chance this is not Waylon's floppy. It's probably
It's
from the
100%
other studio
his.
owners.
This is his handwriting.
We're going to sell it on Pawn Stars.
We're taking it to Pawn Stars and have Steve come and verify the writing. I'm without a shadow of a doubt.
This
This is written by Waylon Jennings.
As an old man myself, I have just started this week season 14 of Pawn Stars. Just in the time that you were asleep. You weren't even there when I started this season.
Wow.
And I've watched like 7 episodes, I think, now.
Like 20 minutes each. So it
Get there
doesn't
very
take
quick,
much.
yeah. And I'll like be working on my laptop, like doing social media posts and just like general, graphic design or whatever, just working business stuff, business, numbers, business. And
That's how it goes.
watching Pawn Stars in the background. And I'm pretty sure if I go back and watch Pawn Stars again, there's going to be like a bunch of things that I won't remember.
Oh, yeah, I've watched a ton of episodes with you that I've definitely already seen. And I'm like, oh, I remember this, but then that's only remember one on the whole episode.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
some of those are
'cause your
best
mind,
stuff, though.
your mind can wander because there's
so much.
there's so many things.
And none of it matters at all.
Oh.
So, like, your mind doesn't store that information.
On my average night, I'm watching 3 to 4 episodes of Pawn Stars. Each one has 3 to 5, now at least 4, right? 4 to maybe 4 to 6.
Yeah, except for a
different
real big
items.
episode might only have 3, like where it's like a real big item.
So I'm watching 30
Yeah.
different people negotiate to sell their piece of junk item.
Negotiate.
It's real, man. And I've learned a lot. I've learned some tactics. I know how to succeed on Pawn Stars. Got the formula. So
Ready. So why don't we just jump right? So let's go
Right in.
from the gamut. Run the gamut.
All right.
Start from the beginning of us hanging out. That's where we're going.
Oh, this episode is getting bromantic AF.
So, it all started when I heard about this space.
You know what's so funny? Sorry, just to interrupt your story. What's so funny about doing this without a third person is we can say things like that, and then I can like just wait and let the third person pick up the slack.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like, haha, or like, what? Or like somebody just
Tell
will
me
say
more.
something to like keep the energy going. It's nice having three. Anyway,
But we have the whole world of the internet.
that's true.
All of them. They're all
Come on,
here.
the whole internet. We're gonna need you.
And
need ya.
but right now it's just Liz and us and two fake people or two people.
Who knows?
But who knows?
Speaking of-
Whoever you are, fake people.
Speaking of need ya, I was
What?
a few need ya,
Sure.
but said like need ya.
Sure.
I
sure.
was walking in El Cajon, California, a few years ago, and this lady was like across the street. I was just in a residential neighborhood. She was across the street, and she yells over at me, and she's like, "Yeah, mama," and I couldn't like hardly hear what she was saying. I was like closing the door to my car as she's like yelling at me and acting provocatively and very odd. So this woman, she's in a full-on tracksuit and just anyway.
Classy.
Yeah, very classy.
Real classy.
So anyway, so I rolled down my window because I didn't want to be a jerk, and I'm like, well, I should hear what she has to say. And I was like, sorry, what? And she was all, I said, you're my milk of magnesia, because you know that I need ya. And I was like, okay.
I don't know how to respond to
Yeah.
that.
And then she was like, you want to come over here for dinner tonight? Because we're eating out tonight. And I was like, no, I have plans. Goodbye. I don't know how to deal with people that like have lost all sense of remaining dignity.
No shame.
No shame.
None whatsoever.
I don't know how to deal with no shame people other than being like, okay, sorry, bye.
Just go, you do you, boo. Just like that. Shuts them down every time.
You do you. And they're like, well, I will.
I will do me. Absolutely.
All right, back to the story.
Back to the story. So, the story might start in different places. I guess. No, I gotta go back further. I was gonna start with Air Force Base, but technically, that's not where it started.
Oh.
Back at the ranch. The land that you
Is
were
that before
hired
the
to guard.
airsoft course?
Oh, no, we gotta go back even further. Dear
Holy
God, how
crap.
deep does this rabbit hole go?
Well, so I was a young man of 19 years, and my best friend at the time, Co Schneider, had
Cool, we'll probably have on at some point.
who we will, yeah, surely we'll have on,
When we visit San Diego. That'd be...
or if he visits here.
Oh, yeah.
So he found this crazy deal on a place to rent, and he invited me to come and be his roommate. And this place, it just so happened to be this old abandoned ranch, and it was 76 acres.
Which is a lot.
Yes. 76 acres is a lot of acres, especially for a 19-year-old and 21-year-old to live on for their first places moving out of the house. And so we lived in this old house from like built in the 30s that was kind of somewhat dilapidated, but we fixed up a little bit. And the best part, it was $250 a month.
Which, I mean, for some places in the world, or in America even, they're like, that's normal. In San Diego, that's practically free.
Yeah, I mean, that's practically free for an apartment. Like an apartment, at that point in time, I'll bet a 2-bedroom apartment would have been $900.
$1,000, yeah.
In an okay area, not a good area.
Well, I can tell you, the apartment I was living at the time in Santee,
Yeah.
which we didn't pay full price, but the full price was $1,200.
Okay.
And that was in Santee, which is not like creme de la creme area, but it was like a decent apartment, and it was 2-bedroom.
So our 2-bedroom house on
On land
in a rural area, only $250, and that's with 76 acres. I feel like 76 acres anywhere you couldn't rent for $250.
No.
The deal was that this was all this land that some developer had bought, and they were gonna develop it, put like either condos on it or build a high school, sell it to the school board or something. But they needed somebody to just stay on it and keep squatters off the land while they were getting ready to sell. So they rented it to us for almost nothing. We were supposed to do yard work and like cut down trees and crap and
How'd
like
that go?
keep it from burning down. We did it one Saturday. It was a long, worky Saturday, but that was it. And so, anyway, we got to live on 76 acres, and it had like 4 other structures. It had this abandoned 4-bedroom house. It had an old barn. It had horse stables, and we could explore all those. And I would go and walk around the property every day and like just have fun exploring these buildings with friends. A few of them were pretty dang creepy. The
I
barn
remember going to explore
had
that a
like
little bit, yeah.
100 old records, like vinyl records, just laying on the ground for who knows why.
Just shattered.
Yeah, one day I
Yeah.
had to go. I mean, it was hundreds. One day I had to go and like clean up all these old records and like fill them on my truck with them and like drive them off to the dump or something. And so, yeah, it was just a weird place, but very cool. So, where do you
Right.
enter into that story?
So I went up there with Travis one night, my cousin, who
My
we
friend.
probably
Former roommate.
won't have on the podcast as he has no relation to music or entertainment,
It's true.
but he writes stuff. I don't
If
know.
he were in town, we'd invite him.
Yeah, we'd invite him. You might meet him. We went up there. I didn't know Ryan. I had met Ryan before at the Airsoft arenas. Which was before that, not to go super in depth, but we built some Airsoft arenas for like 1,000 kids. You know.
Airsoft
A few
arenas.
different times. For a big church event.
To be clear, I ran. I was one of the co-leaders of the Airsoft, and you were the help. Sure, you did a great job. I don't
did.
know
I was
because I was
amazing.
too worried about big picture.
So, yeah, I came up there and, I don't know, we just kind of explored. It was our first explore.
What did we do?
We
Did we
went-
go in the old abandoned house?
We went in the old abandoned house. We went to the stables, which were fairly creepy. Like, at the time, my level for what was creepy was pretty low,
Yeah.
having not explored much.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know, went through some trees and shit. In, like, the wilderness, in the middle of the night.
Yeah. And we built.
Yes, Liz, we are.
Didn't we build a rope swing?
There was a rope swing, so you must have built that previously.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no. We did help you. We helped you throw it over the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember doing that with Travis.
Yeah. So that's what we did, and that was the end of that. I didn't see Ryan. I don't know for how long. I didn't.
In my head, you were Travis's slightly awkward cousin who had a rat tail.
I did not have a rat tail then.
I guess I just always
You never knew me when I had a rat tail.
I don't know. Maybe I just
I
pictured
cut it
you
off
as having
in
a rat tail.
6th grade.
I guess I just always pictured you as the kind of guy who would have a rat tail.
6th grade.
Maybe I was just seeing into your soul, knowing that was still down there somewhere.
I was like 11 or 10 when I got rid of it.
I just think at that time, unless I'm not remembering right, I just feel like you weren't that outgoing. Like I didn't get to know you when you came and hung out.
No, not at all.
You were like a side character.
Yeah, and you were Travis's friend who smoked, and that was bad.
Ooh. Did I smoke at that time?
Yeah. You were smoking, but I think I remember you were smoking Black and Milds, though. I don't know
Yeah,
if you were
probably. I
cigarettes.
wasn't smoking cigarettes that
Yeah.
often.
But I
back
smoked Black
then.
and Milds every once in a while, so I really didn't care, to be honest.
Later
But it was
on.
bad.
It's funny in view of what happened later. Yeah.
So, whatever, it happened. Him and Travis hung out. I lived with Travis, so he would come over, and that was that. Until one day, they were watching a movie in Bruges, I believe,
Oh yeah.
which is a great movie. I'd already seen it, and I was just learning how to play the guitar for the first time. Taking classes at community college, learning how to play. I knew how to play like 2 things. Ryan had a little more experience in music. He knows how to play 3 things.
Ooh.
Probably more. He knew some things. He'd
some
been in
stuff.
bands already and stuff.
Knew some stuff.
And so here we playing guitar and had to be involved because that's what Ryan does. And so he came and played piano. I think he had a keyboard.
Yeah, you had a keyboard. I was playing
Yeah.
on the keyboard.
And I played guitar. And that was the first of our musical adventures. And now we have a musical-based podcast.
Yeah.
In a music city.
Quite advanced. The
Quite
progress
advanced.
has been amazing. So, yeah, so I do remember one thing that you showed me is that you had been learning like scales. And, ooh, there's a fly in the studio.
Yeah.
that you had been learning scales, and you could do like the scales up and down with 2 hands at a time. And
On the piano?
Yeah, and I remember thinking, "Oh crap, I don't know how to do that. I need to learn how to. I need to learn how to do that now." And I eventually did.
I was also in a piano
But you were my
class.
inspiration to learn how to do the scales at the same time. I've never. I took piano lessons when I was 8, but it only lasted like a month or 2, and so I'm like completely self-taught. So like when I sit down with another person who's actually been taught, typically I pick something up from them that I'm like, "Oh, that's something you're supposed to do. Okay, I'm gonna learn.
I'll
that
learn to do
now."
that thing.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But then nothing really happened after that for a while. But the time we were both volunteering at teen centers, different ones, same organization, different
locations.
But I had one of the kids there, who you all know, Timmy Tepperton, was one of the kids at the teen center, and Tim,
And I knew Tim.
and he knew Tim, and I knew Tim. And Tim was like, hey, I went to this abandoned Air Force base with a group of people. Hey, lines in the sky.
Lines in the sky.
Well, thanks. Do appreciate it. That's last week's guest. For
Is
anyone who's
Nick
here.
with you? Oh, he can't hear her.
Yeah, he said he can't hear because they're in a super loud venue. They're on tour.
Gotcha.
And we were in I was at the teen center, and me and Tim were gonna hang out, and he's like, hey, I heard about this abandoned Air Force base, or I went to this abandoned Air Force base with a group, and he's like, do you want to go check that out? And I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. Do you know where it is or how to get there? And he's like, no, I'm like 12 or however old Tim was at the time. And
I think Tim was maybe 16 or
maybe
17.
I don't know. I'm just making up numbers. He was younger, probably 12. So he was like, but Ryan does. You know Ryan? And I was like, kinda. And so he called Ryan, and me and Ryan and Tim went to this abandoned Air Force base, which is on top of the tallest mountain in San Diego. Right?
Yep, Mount
I think that's
Laguna.
what it is. Mount
Yeah,
Laguna.
it's the very top of the top
Yeah.
of San Diego.
Which, if you've never explored an abandoned Air Force base, it's fantastic. It's just
Highly
all
recommend.
old, from like, what was it, from the 60s?
Oh, I don't know if I remember. 50s or 60s. It was.
I feel like it was Cold War.
I feel like it was built for Korea, but really,
Yeah.
or it was either built for Korea or it was built for Cold War, but it was really served its operations during the Cold War. Closed down in like 92 because it burned to the ground.
Yeah, it was like a big fire.
And then we started exploring it in probably like 2010-ish.
Yeah, sounds about, or even, maybe even earlier than that.
Not that much earlier than that, if it was.
I think I was 21.
I remember things by like who I was dating at the time.
You slut.
If it was like before or after that person. I feel like it was after Stephanie McKinney.
Yeah.
So that had to be like post 2009.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Because I started.
And I moved to Nashville in 2012. So there's a very small window there.
Oh, weird.
So, it's probably 20.
So I guess I started working at Ashford in 2011. But I started volunteering at Youth Venture in 2007. Yeah, I guess so. Something like that. So, but when you go to the abandoned Air Force base, I don't know, you want to talk about the abandoned Air Force base?
Yeah, you have to park down the street from it because there's not, they don't want you to be there. The government doesn't want you necessarily walking around abandoned Air Force bases, believe it or not. But it's in a very mountainous area with pine trees and crap, which San Diego is not known for its pine trees. I think a lot of people who live there wouldn't even know that there are pine trees, but if you go out east and up in the
I grew up
mountains,
with a pine
there
tree in
are.
my backyard.
Well, you
A
are
really big one.
A blessed man.
It was so big, the roots were starting to tear up the foundation of our house, so we had to get it professionally removed.
Wow.
It was like
Like a
150 feet tall. It was ridiculous.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous. Like we had one, we had a swing set. It was like metal bar swing set.
Uh-huh.
And there was a branch that my dad was trying to cut off. And
So I'm losing because this is like the tangent of the tangent of the tangent.
but he's
Go
trying
on.
to cut off.
Whoa, how'd your dad get a saw? Can we talk about that for a while?
And but he cut it off, not realizing it was above the swing set, and this branch was so big and heavy, it bent that metal bar.
Ugh.
Like completely broke the swing set forever.
I'd never
bummer.
forget my dad.
But anyways, the base.
So you go up through this very wooded area, and it's hard to find. You have to go to a certain mile marker, and then it's just like an unmarked road, and you drive up it, and around you go, and then you park down the street from it.
Trees do that. Liz says, "Great, thanks, Liz." I never understood trees till this very moment.
Liz. It was just then that Liz unlocked the secret of trees. So you park down and you walk up the hill, and then there's a fence that you have to climb. So you climb this fence, and then you walk further up the driveway. And as you first enter, there's a very tall, observation tower. It's 3 stories tall, observation tower, completely gutted inside, but there's a staircase that you follow around. You can go up to the top. And you have this epic view. Like to your west is San Diego and forest and trees and stuff, and to the east is like a massive drop down into the desert because it's right on the edge of a mountain. So it drops down, thousands and thousands. I guess 5,000 feet, 6,000 feet down to the desert floor.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
And you see to Arizona the other way. So very cool. And then in the wind, it would whistle and just like. Creepy as hell, right?
Do you not feel creeped out? Oh, so creeped out.
And so you'd walk in, and then there was just all sorts of different buildings that had been burned out on the inside by fire, but you could walk around like these different catwalks and things in these buildings. One of the coolest things was the bunker. Mm-hmm. There's like you walk down these stairs through a hole in the ground.
And a ladder.
Yeah,
a ladder straight down.
Go down the ladder, and then you're in this bunker room that literally it looks like a 1950s
like
bomb
nuclear
shelter.
bomb shelter, yeah.
And I always remember somebody's graffiti. By the way, there's a lot of graffiti and broken glass here because
people are assholes.
Yeah, but somebody had written like Y2K party. So theoretically, 10 years previously on Y2K, somebody came down there and had a party in the bunker.
Badass place for a Y2K.
It'd have been the best Y2K party around.
Yeah,
and no one even knew. So that was very cool. Lots of cool old artifacts in there. I always remember there was a building that like went down. You could go down this long hallway that went underground. Mm-hmm. And we never got to explore it because it went through this long tunnel, and then it went to the staircase. And as you walk up the stairs, there's another set of doors at the top, but they were like locked, and it was like blocked, and we could never get through. So we never saw what was in that other room.
Probably all the best stuff.
Yeah, damn. And
nowadays we would have brought some bolt cutters or some shit and gotten through.
Yeah, we just didn't have the balls back then, I guess.
We were still new.
But what's cool? Like if you guys, if you video game at all, if you ever played Half-Life, like it is that's what this looks like.
Yeah, it does.
Those kind of bases,
like, building.
It's a Half-Life style building.
Yeah, like military. It was like I think it was like a communication outpost or something.
Yeah,
something like that.
I remember there was a tall tower, like some sort of like it must have been like an oil tanker of some kind, storage unit, but it was like massive. Just like if you saw A Quiet Place, that movie that came out more recently, they fall into the grain silo. It's like a lot like that. Except not full of grain.
But there was a silo because you climbed in it.
Yeah, you could climb down a ladder into it.
Yeah, I remember because we climbed up.
It's probably 40, 50 feet tall. And you go inside, and it's just, rounded out. So if you sing in there, it's like, whoo, like crazy long echoes. It smells weird. You're definitely concerned that you're going to get radiation poisoning. Every building has some sort of like radioactive sign.
Like, don't go in here.
Or asbestos sign.
And that's why we all have cancer now.
Yeah. So anyway, just gnarly. I mean, it was the perfect thing for people who are like 23 to do. It's a perfect young adult thing.
Yeah, it was awesome.
We'd bring friends and scare the shit out of them, separate them from the group, run off with different people. A few times we went up where we went separate from a group of people and they didn't know we were there, and we hid ahead of them, parked the car in a hidden place, and then we would scare them as they came through.
Yeah, or that time we abandoned kids one by one.
Yeah, we like stole each kid out of the group, so their group, it was very Scooby-Doo. They're walking around, and all of a sudden whoever was in the back was pulled out of the group.
They grab them, take them away.
And we're like, hey, come with us, we're scaring them. And so soon their group's whittled down to 3 people from 7.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible. But amazing.
We had a very good time.
Yeah, there was a lot of things. We almost got caught once. Like, there was all sorts of stuff that went down. And we'll probably bring up we don't have to go to every possible story there because that could be a lot.
Yeah, well, the last part I wanted to mention is that after, I don't know, exploring this base like 8 different times, we finally discovered that there was a B.
Right. Secondary base.
A secondary base. A whole nother area. Because we're always wondering, like, where did everybody live? Like, everything up here is so, like office buildings, you know, or
it's where
like
people go to
military
work.
base stuff. Yeah, but there was no barracks. There was no place for people to sleep. And we're like, gosh, that'd be so cool to see. Well, we ended up finding out there's this whole second part of the base. You just have to go down this kind of other road, and they're connected, but it's kind of a out of the way thing that we missed. And so we
check the pizza status. It's been a while. It's been about that time.
Oh, yeah, they said it got out of the oven.
Oh.
I'm getting updates on my phone.
So I don't know if they know how to get it down here.
They don't, but we'll, you know,
Okay.
it'll be fine. The guys upstairs will do it.
All right.
So, anyway, future self, edit that part out. So
No, they got to know. They have to know all about the pizza adventures.
it's true. So this secondary base was just, we finally found it's like a 1.5 mile walk in. You could not drive, but once we got in there, we found like it was amazing. So cool.
Yeah, barracks
because
and
all these barracks
like big like clubhouse
and
kitchen.
the bowling alley, abandoned bowling alley.
Yeah, the fridges,
Ugh.
the creepy meat hook fridges straight out of a horror movie.
Yep.
Oh my
It
god!
literally, and there was like blood stains in it where it looked like someone had been murdered up there. There's like a satanic ritual. It looked like
it was easily the creepiest experience of my life.
And every room, one of the neatest things to me was that it was in that part there were trees growing like pine trees, like it was very forested within the base and had been overtaken by nature, which the other base wasn't. So the other base was very barren, but the second base was been kind of overtaken by nature. So it halfway feels like you're walking through a forest and halfway like you're in this base. And it's all very like 1950s, 1960s looking. So also another reference would be, I'm just trying to bring it back to video games. So
Fallout
I can stand
4.
All right.
Early Fallout 4 style stuff.
I was thinking like
Outside of the stuff.
the zombies in
Nazi zombies.
not Nazi zombies, normal zombies in Call of Duty. Don't know which one, but the one with they have the atomic wasteland.
I don't know. You probably
Map.
played way more zombies than me.
I guess so.
Yeah.
So there's an atomic map, and it looks a lot like that. Anyway, very cool stuff. And there were bats in there, and we had several face-offs with the bats. I remember Tim
it's pretty gnarly.
faced down a bat with a bat.
Played bat baseball.
Yes, it was very.
It was amazing.
intense. So,
Also, don't call PETA on us. And
well, I think it's time for our guest to play a song. Every time I'm like, well, our story's sort of long and boring now. I feel done with this. I'm like, you play music for
we
me.
gotta remember this is just the first part of a longer thing. So
yeah.
sometime during that time, I still didn't know Ryan that well. We went to the base a few times, but Tim, I think you got invited by Tim, got invited to a band, and Tim called me and asked if I wanted to play guitar, and you had already been recruited to play drums, and so we were in a band together. And this is pre-Mines, during Air Force Base time because I didn't know you very well then.
Okay.
And his band was headed by a 16, 17-year-old girl and her mother, who actually her mother could be a good person to have on the podcast at some point.
Yeah.
She lives here in Nashville. She's involved in entertainment stuff. She has an entertainment blog.
Yeah, she writes
Right?
an entertainment blog.
Yeah.
So the way this all came about is she had a gig at the Del Mar Fair.
Right, which is the big San Diego County Fair.
The Del Mar Fair, which is now renamed the San Diego County Fair.
Right, but everyone knows it's the Del Mar Fair.
Yeah, it's San Diego's biggest and onlyest fair, and it's very cool, and everybody goes each year. And she got a gig at the Del Mar Fair, and we were like, what? Like, we literally created this band just so that we could play at the Del Mar Fair because we thought that was such a big deal and so cool.
Yeah.
And she had a 2-hour set, so we had to meet every weekend for like a month or two in order to like learn 20 country songs or 24 country songs to fill a 2-hour set.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
And we had like 6 weeks.
And better yet, none of us played country music before this.
Yeah, I barely knew how to play guitar.
Me and Co were both from rock bands, and you played guitar and had never
I played
even
guitar
been in a
a
band.
little, and Tim only played guitar because I taught him how to play guitar.
And so we had to learn how to become a country band, and we learned Rascal Flatts and Little Big Town.
A lot of Taylor Swift.
A lot of T Swifty. We knew Love Story.
Yeah.
What else did we know from T Swifties?
What's the one with has a truck in it?
I think that's the first two albums.
Picture or something.
Pictures? If anybody knows
Picture
the
of
Taylor
me.
Swift song,
Yeah, I don't know if anybody.
Pictures of you. But I don't think that
was not
Taylor
it.
Swift. That's somebody else.
Yeah, I'm not 100%
So
sure.
yeah, we learned, but I'm sure we learned a lot of Taylor Swift. Probably. I don't remember what was popular.
Yeah,
back
there was
then.
quite a few.
Love Story was the big song back then.
Right, which is ridiculous hearing her music now.
Very different.
But so we started a band, and actually I realized we can play a song. We do have a music video.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
And
we
part
need
of
to
me
play the
was
music
like,
video.
Ooh, do I want to put that out there for the world to
but
see?
we
'Cause
should.
It's so bad, but I was
should.
like, yeah, why not?
Let's go to a song. This is the Danny Marie Band.
So it's gonna take a minute to get it set up. So tell me
yeah,
a
as
little
you
about
get
the
it,
Danny Marie band.
I'll get it all loaded. So,
Also, Liz, tell me if you're seeing buffering on your end. I'm seeing a little bit on mine, but I don't know if that is our internet or if it is an actual buffer.
the Danny Marie Band, we were a country band for a time, and Danny Marie herself had written 3 originals. So we played, as I said, like 24 songs. So maybe we learned 21 country covers, and then she had 3 originals that we kind of created the music around. Well, at the end of when the fair show was done, we had spent so much time learning these songs, and her parents were like, it's such a shame that you spent so long learning all these songs, and then now you're like not gonna be a band anymore. And we're like, yeah, that is a shame. And like, you could just keep being a band. And we were like, okay. So then we listened to their advice for 2 more years. And we were a band. And so we did 3 songs initially and recorded those. And then later on we did 2 more.
They were not necessarily like the most top-notch professional songs of all time.
They weren't the best songs.
They were like
time.
Taylor Swift copy style songs. And, and Danny was really young. It was like her
she
first
was like
song
16 years old and wrote these songs.
Yeah.
And then I was, it was kind of when I was in college for music production, and so I recorded these songs. It was one of my more early recordings I ever did, back in like 2010, 2011. And then her dad filmed the music video because he's a video
Guy. He's a video guy.
He's a video guy. So anyway, Sirius's music video was filmed at my old and Danny's old high school.
Mm-hmm.
And Steel Canyon. And I am the drummer, and Jerry's the guitar player.
Mm-hmm. And I smell burning.
Smell burning.
Which is good.
Oh, I'll bet that fly landed on the hot light.
Oh, is it really? You think that would cause that?
Well, I'm going to go check. Yeah.
Or something's on fire.
Yeah, I don't want things to be on fire. All right, while we play this video, I'm going to go make sure we're not burning down,
Yep.
okay?
All right. And transition.
My heart beats faster as you head my way. You wink and tell me I look cute today. I can't believe you're even talking to me. You put your arm around me as we walk down the hall. You ask for my number, you tell me you'll call. And I dream about the possibility. And I cling to every syllable you speak. Feel the color rush into my cheek. As my heart would pitter-patter, I should've known I didn't matter. 'Cause I was just another flavor of the week. Yeah, I was just another flavor of the week. I called my best friend, told her what you said, and she warned me, don't let it go to your head. Don't you know that he treats every girl that way? Just last month, you were leading her on with your playboy looks, pouring on the charm, saying, hey, baby, don't you look cute today? She said she'd cling to every syllable you speak. Feel the color
so dope.
Well, hey. No one can hear us, can they?
Yeah, they can hear us.
They can.
Yeah.
Could they hear us talking during the video?
No,
Oh.
I don't think so.
Well.
And there you have it. The music video that we were
part of. Did we? Definitely need to hear some feedback from at least Liz on that. If anybody in the chat who's watching that would definitely like to hear your feedback. But yeah, so we were in a country band. There you go. And as our very,
as soon as it started, Liz said, "Oh my," which is probably the only time you've ever seen me without a beard. Also, a little Easter egg in there. You want to go back and rewatch the video on your own time. Krinsky 23 is also in the video before I knew her.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Wow. There's another married couple in that video that were like high schoolers at the time. I don't even know if they were dating at the time, but they're both in the video and they later got married. I think it's like,
weird.
I need to go look through that crowd and see who my future wife.
Together.
I could go see who my wife is in that video, right? Don't you think?
Yeah,
like,
just pick one.
She's probably in there.
Pick one of the 4 high school girls from there, Ryan. Do that thing. That's not creepy.
Nobody's in high school from that video anymore. They're all like 25.
Yeah, I guess it's true.
Like perfect age. So,
So we were in that band and we played together for 2 years. We recorded a couple songs that were considerably better than the original few songs, and we knocked on a video for those. But yeah, I'll send them to people later. It's good fun stuff. But sometime during the process of the band going on, we got bored of exploring the Air Force Base. We had done it many a time.
and who wouldn't?
Right. And so
You would think you wouldn't.
But you do.
Yeah, we got to a place where we literally went every single week to the Air Force Base.
Sometimes more than once.
I feel like, yeah, like multiple times a week.
We
would
easily
go.
went like 30 times.
We just got addicted.
We started we'd bring other people whenever we could.
We were the guides, we'd show them around. Mm-hmm. And one time, I don't know if it was true, right, but Mauricio and one of the other young guys who was there claimed they saw a mountain lion stalking them on the way back.
Which is completely
Totally possible.
because
Mountain
there
lions
are
live
mountain
there.
lions there, yeah.
But also, not everybody's a truthful person.
So we are like, hey, what other cool things can we explore? And so we discovered, first we tried to find another base, another military base. And we did. We found another, like, something. I don't remember what it was. I remember it was way harder to get to and find. Do you remember that? And we eventually got there, and it was way creepy.
Yeah, we didn't go there until many years later, though.
Really? Was that long?
Yeah, that had nothing to do with the
Oh,
mines.
I thought that was pre-mine.
No.
Okay.
The story goes, we have very differing accounts. But one night we were at Travis and Jury's house.
And I had a great idea.
And I sure did. So we were sitting there talking about the bases and just kind of like, we need, try something new. And I thought to myself, what I've always been interested in is
And then I
mine
immediately
shafts. And it's super annoying. Facebook keeps giving us updates. So we decided to go to an abandoned mine shaft. And so anyway, you went online, we
Found
scoped some
something,
places
yeah.
out, and I forget
Found
the
one
first
called
one's called.
the Warlock Mine. Was the very first one we went to look for. So me and Ryan and my cousin Travis hopped in a car, drove up the mountain, and to where we thought hey, Floppy, all late and stuff.
Floppy.
Welcome.
So late. You were already mentioned once and you missed it.
So we drove up this mountain and found kind of like a path that we thought kind of led us. We only kind of knew kind of where it was and how to get there. But we found a path that seemed like, well, maybe this is a path you take to get there. So we went down a path. It's kind of a little hiking trail. And we do all these things in the middle of the night. I don't know if we mentioned that.
Yeah.
We're never there in the daytime.
That's very important. That's
Yeah.
very important for setting the scene. This
Yeah.
was always every Air Force base, every mine,
exploration's
everything
at
we ever
nighttime.
did.
Middle of the night.
Middle of the night. Yeah, like we left no earlier than 9 p.m. 9 p.m. would be an early night.
Yeah, usually we started later, like 10. Sometimes I was working at 7-Eleven at the time. And we'd go after I got off work, which was at 10.
Yeah. So always this
It
is
was
late night
real late.
excursions. We go down the path, and we ended up at
It was like a hole.
not the at first. The first thing
Yeah.
we came to was simply just like a bunch of like old. We could literally pick up pictures from Facebook. Maybe you could find it. I have it on my Facebook for sure. I actually have an album called Mines.
I think I do too, but I don't have that many on there.
So anyway, the first one we went to was like just old mining equipment. Like it just looked like old rusty metal machines. That was it. And we're like, fair enough. We had never tried to explore a mine shaft, so as far as we knew, this was as good as it gets. And you're like, cool, okay. And so finally, you need to pull the picture of me, you, and Travis at the mine. This is much more effective. But you need to go into my Facebook, not Ryan Steele's Facebook. So,
It just says Ryan.
do you need help using the
No,
internet?
I got it. It's just really, really slow.
Truth.
You can explain.
So yes. So anyhow, on the way back from exploring the old metal machinery that who cared about, but was good enough for us at the time, we were walking back and we found this little hole, and it was like you could see it had been like to a mine at some point, but it had like collapsed, and so the hole was like now like this big to where you had to crawl into it. And there was like wood supports kind of on it, but obviously it's 100% a collapsed mine shaft.
100%. Like very, very clearly. And we'll maybe get a picture of it here at some point.
Yeah, and so we kind of we crawled in and just like poked our head and was like you could see that the mine shaft actually opened up into like a tunnel. And so we decided to crawl in and
Literally crawl. Like practically on our belly.
yeah. And once you got in there, it was like if you've ever been to Disneyland to Tom Sawyer's Island, they have these whole series of like caves that you can explore. It was exactly like
But
that.
it was just one though. One
Just
straight,
one tunnel,
long,
but
very long, clearly man-made. Not
not a natural cave.
at all.
Just super cool. That was the first time ever being in something that was like a mine shaft. And it was
we
just
achieved
like,
what we set out to do. Explore an old mine shaft.
this is very, very cool. We went back there a few other times.
And it was awesome.
But this was just the first of many. That picture there, holy shit.
So you'll see here, I'll bring it up. Let's see, which is
The first one, yeah, this is all what we're talking about right now.
So you'll
okay.
check out, you'll get to see a young us.
Young us. Skinnier and better looking.
So this is us. This is the old abandoned kind of machinery.
Yep.
This is a different
That's
mine.
another time, yeah.
There's Timmy Tapperton, though.
Yep. Little.
See if
Young
we can find the
Asian
one
Timmy.
we're looking at. Jeez.
That's all the machinery.
This is all
I
at
was
that
talking about.
Warlock mine.
So it's cool looking. It was really neat to see in person. Okay,
so this was
is
the
what we
entrance that
crawled
we
into.
crawled underneath. It looks super safe, doesn't it?
If you can't, yep. So you literally,
We knew
oh
it
my
was
gosh!
a colossal
What I was
collapse.
as I was telling this story, just so
didn't
everyone
imagine it
knows,
this bad?
No, in my head it was much safer than that. I'm like, I'm overblowing it. No, look at that shit. I can't believe I did that.
Yeah, we crawled through this.
Man, fuck all the haters.
And-
we were so badass at 23 or whatever.
Yeah.
2009. Look at that. September
2009.
26, 2009.
Now this is a different mine. That's Timmy Tapperton.
Yeah.
This was a smaller entrance we found to another mine that we'll talk about in a minute. Look how cool that is. Damn.
yeah,
we had some-
that was another trip we came back.
Yeah,
with
we'll talk
Michael
about
and-
these mines too. I just figured since we're showing the pictures, I'll just scroll through a few of them.
Yeah. I forgot about that mine just because we probably only went there once or twice.
Yeah, here, let's go pop back to us. Ta-da! So Timmy Cotton looks so innocent there. But we expanded the Warlock mine, but we weren't done. We wanted more. And so I continued to do research online and found another mine. And it was the next one, Redmond mine. Or did we had
Gosh,
some
I don't
we had some
know.
mines in between, I think.
There had to
like
have
little
been, yeah.
tiny mines in between that we found that weren't very cool.
Because once we had gone in that tunnel that you saw there with the broken down, entrance
Beams,
and whatever,
yeah.
that was like, holy shit, this is like movies.
Yeah.
We got to find more of these.
Or Indiana fucking Jones.
Now it's important to know, like, this area we're in was called Julian, California, and it was a mining district.
Mm-hmm.
So back during like gold rush times, there were a ton of mines up there.
Weirdly enough, not for gold. It's for
Yeah.
like quartz and
Yeah.
gems.
So they're all built around like 1850, 1860. And so we knew that this whole area had been a mining district a long time ago. And so there was still, and it's very rural. So there's just a ton of these mine shafts still open, but you don't know if they're gonna be there or not, or if somebody blew it up. And so we would use these old, Jury found this reference. It was just all these listing of all the claims that had been made for different mines over the years. And
Right.
we'd be able to see the not GPS, but just like
the geographical, like, what's it called?
the latitude, longitude.
Yeah, and so we
And topographical maps.
look on our like Apple Maps and try to like pinpoint where we thought it was.
Right.
Park as close as we could and then try to find it.
Yeah.
Some nights finding nothing.
We compared the topographical map to the Google Earth like satellite view and be like, hey, that hill is this hill. That stream must be this stream. Okay, so we could go here, and we would walk out. And I remember I didn't have good reception at the time, especially like
Yeah,
it
we would
used
lose
to be,
reception all the time.
Used to be the iPhone. Do you remember it was only on AT&T?
Right,
Exclusively.
Right. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And so if you had an iPhone like myself, then you only had AT&T, and AT&T didn't have good service, certainly not in the mountains. And meanwhile, you had like the Google original phone or something.
Yeah, the G1.
The
The
And
first Android phone ever,
Your
I think.
phone was a little better reception, but it wasn't like now where like you had great, reliable internet. Even
No, it was
then,
garbage.
Like, the best internet was 3G, but you typically didn't have 3G.
Well, hello. Sometimes I lactate.
Yeah.
What is this stream about? So generally we interview people in the entertainment industry or in the music industry, artists having played music live. This is the first week that we're doing just myself, Obadiah X, and Ryan Poole, co-host. And we're telling our story of how we were involved in music and our adventures and our friendship and how it came about. So we've done some pretty interesting stuff. So
We're
it's a little-
super cool.
Yeah, so it's a little different than a normal episode.
Yeah, our guest rescheduled, so
Yes.
we want to...
So Floppy, you asked, did Ryan Steele fall through? He wasn't able to make it tonight because he's working, but he's going to be...
To be fair to him,
in a
he
couple
didn't
weeks.
really cancel. Somebody suggests, and it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be this week, and I didn't really confirm with him, and it's my
It's a
fault
whole
mostly.
thing. But he'll be on in a couple weeks to promote his Kickstarter, which, Liz, can you link the Kickstarter in the chat?
She did earlier.
I know, but you only see chat from when you get here.
Oh, I see.
Future. So, we'll link it a few times.
Keep pasting that thing.
But
where were we?
So we're at the mine shafts. That's where we are, exploring abandoned mine shafts in Julian, California. A lot of times we'd go out, not find anything. That would happen. We'd be walking around the mountains, nothing happened. In fact,
And we were on your phone because you had your Google
Yes.
phone. The thing I remember is that you had a compass. That
Right.
There were literally
A compass
the best
app.
time ever was when we were with Mike Ross and some other guy,
yeah, some other guy.
and we took them up and we were trying to find this new mine, and we were just wandering around this this field up in the mountains, and wound up like surrounded in a fog storm.
It was crazy, and there's not normally fog. In
But there
San
was like
Diego.
enough moonlight that it was kind of glowing, and the fog was like lit up, but you couldn't see shit. And so we're wandering around trying to look for a mine shaft. It's like 1 a.m, surrounded by glowy, dark fog.
Right.
Can't see 10 feet in front of you. We're like losing each other in the dark, and we're using Jury's phone compass to try and get us to like try. I remember we got lost. We literally got
Yeah, we
lost.
literally, like,
didn't
I
know
don't
how to
know
get
how to
back
get
to the
back.
car. And at a certain point, we hit this ridge, and Jury was able to see on his like maps that this ridge matched this ridge. He's like, I think we're here on the map. I think this is where we're at.
Some Lewis and Clark shit.
Yeah, this is like before the dot would pinpoint you, or at least not when you had
No,
bad
we had no
reception.
reception.
And so we're just like, we think we're here. That never happens anymore. Now you look at your phone,
I
you
know
know
exactly where I am all the time.
you always know where you
So
are.
does the NSA.
But back then, you didn't know where you were sometimes.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
And that was just what life was.
Kind of like when. Do you remember like needing to call someone and not being able to?
Oh yeah. I need to call my mom, but I don't
I don't
have change in my
Yeah, I
pocket.
don't want to change. I'm not near a phone. I have to like go into 7-Eleven and be like, "Can I use your phone?"
I mean, there was times we had to walk far enough to get to a payphone
Yeah.
in order to call, and then to call collect.
But so we had some good adventures, but we eventually found one particular mine, the Redmond mine, which is just by far our best find.
Yeah, it was hard to explore after it because
Nothing
could
matched.
compare.
Yeah, but there was just multiple tunnels, and there was crazy heights, and eventually we found a second level. And I know Ryan Steele wants to hear a lot about the.
There's a better story about that second level, though. We need to go and do
Sure,
it.
all right, I'll let you do second level story.
Well, I think backtrack. The first time we ever went to Redmond Mine, we brought a group, and this was the first time we ever explored a place during the day, and it was simply because this group of guys wanted to go. The metal scene.
The metal scene.
Oh, we're pop rap. Blah, 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 blah. Last week we had a guy who's in a prog rock band.
Yeah, they're on tour right now. They're called Lines in the Sky. Super good, definitely worth listening. I don't know if I have any juicy stories specifically.
I
about
might.
Oh,
I'm trying to think. Do I have anything juicy? Think I'd want to share? I have reached out to a guy who's in a band called Haste the Day, who's a friend of mine, and they are a metal band. And I literally reached out to him this week about maybe replacing Ryan, but it hasn't happened. So anyway, we might have some guys who are metal bands. Another guy I know in a metal band called As Cities Burn, and they may come on at some point. I don't know that I have any juicy stories other than their personal stories, which I'd rather have them here
share
to
on the podcast when they come on.
Yeah. But yeah, I was in a what kind of band was I in? It started off pop punk, but it became like kind of emo, and then it became almost like, it wasn't screamo, but it was
like pre-screamo.
Well, it was during the time. It was just like we had screaming in our songs, but it wasn't about screaming primarily. But anyway, so maybe I'll tell you one of my juicy stories about that time. We're going to have to play my old band at some point in time.
Yeah, for sure.
For the people.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, back to the Redmond Mine. The first time we went, I remember we saw a dead horse down by this little river that goes by the mine.
Right.
That we named Reggie.
Right.
Which we never saw again.
No.
No one ever saw Reggie's. We went back there many times. We never saw a body. We never saw his bones.
Nothing. I did find a saddle.
That's true.
I found a saddle with one of the straps was ripped. If you think this horse fell off like the trail, like down the mountain, and hopefully the rider also survived. But we don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
We took the saddle.
Yeah. My plan was to sell it, but I ended up not because I don't want to sell a broken saddle.
Not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah. Nowadays, I'd be like, I could probably do it, but it's just work. I didn't want to put it in, so I got rid of it. But.
Yeah.
But it was super cool. You want to talk about second level? Did you want to?
Level 2.
Level 2.
Yeah. So anyway, we went to this mine shaft a number of times. It's just very cool. Just think, you can find some pictures of this for sure. You gotta go. You gotta get pictures of this. Okay. So anyway, this is. If it's not, it probably won't be in this album, but I have them. Yeah, with Jared and all that. So anyway, this mine shaft had maybe, I don't know, how long do you think? Was it 1,000 feet? Long tunnel. It feels
maybe
so
more.
long because you're
it's really
walking
tough
through
to
these
say.
tight, narrow tunnels. But anyhow, is a very, very long tunnel, and you'll see it soon. And it had wow, that's the day with Reggie.
Oh yeah, was this the first day?
That was the first day we ever found that mine. Bro, we need to start going to the gym together. We were like better looking people.
So that's actually the entrance to the right. You can see it there. That's kind of the entrance. So first we didn't even know if it was the real entrance or not.
Yeah, and you're looking at that.
Cave.
You're like, doesn't that look foreboding as hell? Like, that's where the Wicked Witch from Snow White lives.
Okay, lots of pictures of us outside posing like we're on a freaking album cover.
That blonde
Lots
guy
of blurry.
was a little bitch.
Oh,
and
wait.
left. Oh, is that us trying to take a picture of Reggie?
Yeah, I think it's us trying to take a picture of Reggie, but it's so far.
Can you see him?
No, I don't think so.
Him there in the center?
I don't know.
I mean, that is the ravine.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, do we have pictures in there of us going in? No. Okay, well, we do certainly somewhere. So anyway, we'll find them. But, oh, sorry, I think the pizza's here. You might have to pick up the story. whilst I get the pizza. Or you could get the pizza. Hey, you can do that.
Where is it?
Granted.
No, absolutely.
Hey,
Sometimes.
are you here to deliver the pizza?
We ordered a pizza.
No. I'm sorry. I went on and switched the address. We're at 1508 South Street.
There. So he's gonna go out and do that, and I'll. So
Yeah. Okay,
absolutely, sometimes I lactate. Feel free to ask all the questions, dude. Dude, continue to tell us. It sounds like you're not super into music, but that's fine, dude. We're something anything. You're not really into the band and their behavior. Well, what kind of music do you like? Sounds like you like hard rock or metal. I see. I can give you some recommendations, stuff to check out. I don't listen to a lot of metal. When I was younger, I did, but I kind of just listened to whatever it was. I don't really know a ton about that scene, but I did listen to a lot of punk music. I don't know if you're into punk. I don't know how old you are. I don't know if you were even alive when the punk scene was a thing, or you could be way older than me. I don't know. This is the internet. Yeah, I do love Iron Maiden. I went and saw Iron Maiden play in about 7 years ago now. I think I went and saw Iron Maiden play when I was living in San Diego. A buddy of mine, Mike Ross, was really into them, and I enjoyed them quite a bit. And so we got tickets and went up to the amphitheater in San Bernardino, California. There you go. Perfect. Sometimes lactate. And I saw it was Dream Theater. What was they called? I forget. Dude, I love it. Be as pedantic as you want. I saw them play, and it was like the craziest show. Because first of all, it's like the biggest amphitheater, I think biggest open air amphitheater in the U.S. I think I heard, or something like that. Maybe in California, and there was just, oh man, I don't even know how many people. I want to say 100,000, and people were like digging bonfire pits and doing in like the grass of the amphitheater and like doing drugs. Everyone was smoking, and it was just absolutely insanity. It was crazy.
I don't. What mine was this?
That's when I went and saw Iron Maiden play.
Oh, was this your juicy metal story?
Yeah. It's the only thing I got. I do remember. Oh, this is perfect. You'll enjoy this. When we were trying to leave the concert, which was absolute insanity to try to do because there were so many people trying to get out at once. It was like this very slow walk out of the venue, and then everyone's kind of just talking and slowly walking. But then there was one guy I heard behind us, and he goes, "Hey, watch out for that guy! He's peeing!" And everyone turns around, and that guy who yelled that is walking through the crowd at regular speed, just peeing, and everyone gets out of his way
Holy
because they didn't want to get peed on.
Yeah, obviously that must be his plan.
Yeah, and it worked. And he got out probably way faster than everyone else. It was ridiculous. Floppy was asking about specific metal genres, which I know very little about. Sounds like you know a lot more than me. Yeah, exactly, Liz. It was so weird. But we got out, made it home safely, which is the most important part.
This year, heavy and classic metal is probably the softest you can get, though.
And so
I
we
like
have it
the idea that
classified as metal.
heavy metal is the
Is the
softest.
softest you can get.
The name is so contradictory.
Well, it can be heavy and soft, like a really big pillow.
Like like my pillow.
It couldn't be hard metal. It couldn't be called hard metal, hardcore, and soft. That would be.
So did you ever find those
Contradiction.
pictures inside the mine?
No. I do have some pictures inside. I'll keep looking while you tell
Do you want me to do it? Yeah, I mean,
tell about it.
I know I have it because I have the whole photo with Jared Johnson. If you search our names with Jared Johnson, that'll probably find it.
I tried to search my own name and typed in my stream name.
Yeah, you don't know you. Okay, so anyway, when you walk in these mines, it's a very, very, very long tunnel. There's exposed wood everywhere where the supports for the mine have collapsed, or are collapsing, or like you'll see the support for the mine and it's cracking with 500 rocks above it, And it's just like very, very dodgy place to be inside. Like there are certain parts of this shaft. Oh, look at that. The Arizona mine.
Oh, the Arizona
Wolfpack.
mine.
That was a good time.
We'll let these load.
Okay, here we go.
These are all pictures from inside this mine shaft.
Yes, this is what I'm describing. Okay. So inside the mine. Justin Lawler. Oh, this is a different mine.
No, this is Redmond. Yeah, this has got to be Redmond.
I'm not positive about that because I think we went to a different one with Justin. But keep it going. Keep it going. Me and Jury. Dark mine. Justin with a sword trying to kill a bat.
Maybe this is a different mine. It's so hard because it looks an awful lot like a mine.
Yeah. No,
Well, I'll
I
see if I
think
can find
that's
a
actually the
specific
first
one.
mine we had gone to. It's just we went back again years later.
Okay. Well, I'll keep looking through this way.
Yeah.
And you can.
If you put into Facebook search my name and Jared Johnson's name and your name, those
It'll
three
come up,
names
yeah.
will yield only. Oh, that's the first mine. That's Redmond because that's the group. The first. That's
Yeah.
the Reggie group.
Okay. Let's see if we can find. So this is kind of what we were dealing with.
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying collapsing looking.
Literally collapsing.
So that's your tunnel you're walking through.
Entrance.
Oh yeah, that's the entrance. That's
This
the
is where we
outside.
were.
Now you need to know this.
Oh, there's Reggie! No!
Oh, that was Reggie, you guys. Reggie the dead horse.
It was so sad.
I need you to know this was the only time we ever went during the middle of the day.
Yeah, and this was like in the PM.
But every other time was in the middle of the night. And so we'll find it. We'll find more pictures here in a minute. But anyway,
Absolutely.
all
Floppy,
that to
it
say,
worked.
as you're walking down the shaft, we notice that there's like this air pocket at the top. Like it
Like you
looked
look at it's a big wall.
big wall, and it just looked like that wall didn't end. It looked like there was a hole beyond it, as though that wall, like maybe it was the air. It was like for air to travel in and out of the mines, or maybe, as we theorized, there was a second level, which became our ultimate mission. Became our ultimate mission in the mine shafts was to find something like you see in movies that has all these different levels to it, that has really a lot of place to explore. And so one night we came with our friend Jared and we brought a ladder into the mine. Which,
Not just a ladder. We also brought a rope and a hose.
yeah. So we brought a ladder and we wanted to build like a hose to climb up it. And we also I brought what do you call them? Oh, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. The first time we went, we did not bring a ladder. The first time we went, we did not bring a hose. The first time we went, I brought a pair of rock climbing shoes that I borrowed from a friend. And we climbed up. Jerry gave me a boost, and I free climbed this like 25-foot wall of rocks. And when I got to the top, went over and could see immediately as you get there that there was actually a second level to the mine. Bum bum bum. Those are some awesome Air Force Base pics, but
We're past that now.
not apropos to the current story. Oh my God, that was when we found the third level. You're getting ahead of everything, Cherry.
Well, we got that was the same night anyway.
Yeah. So anyhow, I free climbed, went up and explored and found this whole second level to the mine, and then found a third level to the mine. It just went on, and instead of being like flat ground, it was this crazy rocky area. There's like old artifacts that were like 150 years old, old like spin wheels and just weird, mine artifacts. There was like tracks from, if you've ever seen like Snow White and how in the mines they got the, the thing that holds the rocks that they go down a track, little train track. They had those tracks, like just so cool. And so I came back and was like yelling down at Jerry, "Hold on, I'm going to explore." And when I was done exploring, I came back and like slowly lowered myself down, which was like the scariest moment of my life, because if you can picture when you're like, trying to go down, I'm trying to like explain how to explain this in an audio way, but like to try to climb down a 90-degree angle, if you haven't tried it, is very hard because I'm standing here on this top level on the flat ground, and now I got to somehow get my feet into rock handholds or footholds rather, and then like at some point in time, your top of your body has to like flip to being onto the 90-degree side angle without your like center of gravity so swinging that you fall to your death.
Right.
And I'm 30 feet up inside of a cave. Any one of the rocks that I'm trying to hold could fall out at any time. They've been there for 150 years or something. Like, nothing about it was safe. But I finally got...
Not even a little bit safe. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It was a terrible, terrible idea.
So I finally got vertical and was okay, and I climbed back down, and we're like, dude, there's a whole nother... This mine is 3 times as big as what we've explored. We got to come back. And that's when we came back with the ladder and the hose and the rope.
All the tools you need.
Because at that age, instead of like, you know how you are when you're 23, 24. For those of you who are under that age, you will know what it is like one day. How you are now. Like, think if you were going to go explore a mine, Floppy Dongus or Liz.
What would you do?
You're not going to go to Home Depot and buy a rope. You don't have money to buy a rope.
No, and if you did have money, you wouldn't spend it on a rope.
No, you're going to spend it on gas or something
Beer.
to do with your friends. And so I had an old rope, or somebody had an old rope, so we're like, oh, bring this, but it's not that long. What if we need more? Well, bring a hose. And so...
How did that logic even...
Well, I just had an extra hose and was like, this is a long thing similar to a rope. May as well bring it. Why not? And so we hiked in, a mile or two with a ladder and a hose and a rope, and then climbed into the mine shaft and got to the area that had the access to the second level and set up the ladder to get a little higher. And then again, I had to kind of free climb the last little bit. And once I'd climbed up to the second level, I found a boulder. And once I found that boulder, I tied the rope and the hose around the boulder and then threw down the rope and the hose. And then Jury and Jared climbed up the hose rope contraption up to the second level.
Yeah.
And then, of course, when we left, we rappelled back down.
No, we didn't.
We didn't.
We got at the top.
Yes. That night, we discovered so many mysteries.
There was an exit at like the top.
We found the
of
third
the
level, and we found
that's
a
that
hole.
night you and I climbed up that one shaft for straight vertical.
No, that was a different night.
Okay.
That was
I
my
don't
cross.
know. That wasn't my cross. Right. This was Jared.
Yeah, and so anyway, I feel like this is like a long ass time to be talking about this.
Kinda.
The point is you guys, you gotta do some fun stuff. If what we're saying sounds like you're not really living your life,
Dude, Kevin, you don't even know.
get out there and
I'll just
live your
we'll
life.
move on to like further stories, but I'll say so. We'll talk about that one quick vertical shaft because it was
Yeah,
the coolest thing we ever did. Maybe
most dangerous.
most dangerous thing we ever did. So there was one vertical shaft going straight up, one vertical mine shaft, and it was about as wide as it was like what 3 feet wide. 4, and we thought maybe we could find an exit or another level or more tunnels or something
before
up
we
there.
discovered the second level. Yeah.
And so what we did was there was no easy way to climb up. So Ryan started and I was below him. He put it back on one side, arms and legs on the other, and shimmied up this vertical mine shaft. How high, how tall do you think we went in?
I think we went like 50 to 100 feet. No, higher than 50.
Terrifyingly high.
75 to 100 feet high in a,
He's climbing,
tiny
kicking rocks down into my face. And we're climbing, and we get up there until they realize there's nothing. It's just a dead end. It probably was like an air shaft at some point.
And rocks were falling off the wall as we were walking, like climbing.
Yeah.
Rocks. I was kicking down rocks that were hitting you.
We already looked at that one.
This is the one you looked at? Okay.
And that one we looked at already, too. So we ended up having to just shimmy down, unfortunately. But it was awesome. So that's how we started. So what we're doing was going through the whole story of us and how we got to make this podcast. And that was very integral because that solidified us. And we created, Beer Wednesday, Beer Thursday. Beer Tuesday.
It changed its names quite a few
So
times.
we'd go out
to
and drink
suit our
beers every
moods.
week. And that's solidified our place in forever.
So the mines did it because it's like you don't have that many people who are down to do the mines. Obviously, like a lot of people are smarter or more boring than that, depending on how you want to look at it. Smarter and boring, probably.
And to be fair, I am much less likely to do anything like that now.
Although we did it again before we moved here.
Job.
One last job. So, yeah, type your name in there next to my name and see if that pulls things up.
There's so much.
Yeah, I mean, the mine shafts were a time like we'd go out every week to a new mine shaft, and we'd bring different friends and we'd show them around, and we were like the leaders of the group because we knew what this thing was, and it was a real blast. Do we have a music video for the mine shaft? Oh, here we go. Maybe.
Kevin says, come visit Utah. They have tons and tons of mines.
We would love to. By the way, in our first episode, we talked about getting stuck on the on the Tempe Lake. This is us on that boat.
They can't see that.
Oh.
You have to click. You find the right picture, then you click where it says YouTube.
YouTube. Okay, this is us on the boat when we got stuck in the Tempe Lake.
In Arizona.
That's me in a mine shaft. That's the mine shaft back here.
That's temperature.
Oh, this is me comparing Nashville weather to San Diego weather. Back when I was hating my life in Nashville.
Yeah, might want to put it back here so we can, just so you find the right picture.
Oh, what?
Because they can't see you.
Oh, but these are also nice. There's Jared. These
Yeah,
are all like our pictures.
Now we're just surfing Facebook.
How would you like to come and
podcast.
come surf Facebook with us? There's Jared Cook at the Jimmy World concert.
No. But
Which was maybe the next stage around the mine shafts was going. When did I bring you to your first Jimmy World concert?
it was not my first Jimmy World concert. My first Jimmy World concert, I went. It was me and a friend, Hue, and we went and saw Taking Back Sunday open, or them open for Taking Back Sunday. Yeah,
I don't know.
They
I
opened
feel
for
like they were
Taking Back
co-headliners.
Sunday. Yeah, whatever it was. And
I was there too.
Ryan was
just
also there,
separately.
but I didn't know him for years after that.
Yeah, it took years for us to meet after that. But
Yeah.
that was a great concert, obviously.
Yeah, it was great. It was the first time I saw him. We've seen Jimmy Eat World. I've probably seen Jimmy Eat World 8 times. Ryan's seen him 20?
Yeah, plus.
20 plus.
At this time. I've just upgrade. After 20, you just go to plus
Plus.
for like a while.
Until you hit 50. Or until you hit 24, then it's 24 times. So, from there, so at this point, we're still playing Danny Marie Band, which you guys have seen and love. Well, one of you saw. We might have to play the music video again for more people in a bit.
We're going to the mines every week.
Drinking beer all the time.
At Beer Thursday and sometimes Beer Wednesday and on occasion a Beer Tuesday.
And I'm working at 7-Eleven where I got robbed at gunpoint. We can delve into that more later.
You want to go and just do that story now? Also, you gave it away.
The story is I was working at 7-Eleven and someone came in, shoved a gun in my face and robbed me. I guess that's not a very long story. That's the story. I was super cool.
But how do you
about
tell
it.
to job interviews?
Oh, I tell job interviews. This is what they do. I tell this story at every job interview. And this is what they do. They go, oh, they'll ask about something like, oh, what's some time you overcame some bullshit? Or what's some time, or how do you work under pressure? Or something. And inevitably what I'll say is, oh, well, when I was younger, I worked at 7-Eleven, mostly overnights. And one night, I was, just doing my job as normal, and a guy comes in and pulls out a gun and sticks it in my face and tells me to give him all the money. At this point, everyone's job interview is like, wait, what? And I'm like, and so I did. I gave him all the money at the register, and he left. And I immediately hit the button and called the cops. The button you press under the counter to call the police, which there's no indicator if it works, by the way. So I pressed the button, and then I also called 911. And they were like, if you press the button, you don't need to call us. I'm like, but I don't know if it worked. It could be disconnected. But I don't know why they're arguing with me on the 911 phone call that I shouldn't have done that. Not a very good... And then I posted on Facebook, and then Ryan came out, and we hung out. Ryan came over to 7-Eleven, we hung out. And then I finished my shift, because I'm a little bitch. Yeah, that's it. That's the whole thing.
Back when Jerry was hanging out at 7-Eleven, I would come, oh, the pizza is here again. Matthews and Wanda. Hello?
You want to? So,
Yeah.
we moved Now that he's gone, we can talk about anything we want. So following that, kind of the next episode, during the time we were playing the Name Marie band, and Ryan was considering moving to Nashville. So now it's about 2011-ish. Because I think Ryan actually moved to Nashville for the first time in 2012. And I'll let Ryan tell a little bit about that when he gets back. Hopefully the pizza's here and I can eat some pizza and make him talk so I can eat. But in the meantime, while we're waiting to get back, do you guys have any questions both either about us, music, or about music, because we do that, or entertainment, or the podcast, or streaming, or, whatever? If I don't know the answer, I'll probably just make one up. So, I wouldn't take anything I'd say as ultimate authority on anything. Also, we've been playing a lot of Ark recently. I'm probably going to get back to that maybe tonight when we get back, or if not, definitely tomorrow. Next week's Music Row Hideout, though, is going to be on Saturday. We have a guy, but he can only do it on Saturday, so we're going to do that. I'll give you guys the time and everything once we have all that figured out and nailed down. The following week, we'll probably have Ryan Steele back to promote his Kickstarter. Then after that, we've got someone whose name I forget scheduled, where we will not be drinking liquor because she's under 21. And for the first time. Oh, yeah. Pizza time. I heard a door shut, so I hope it's here. Oh, yeah. So...
The pizza guy was not happy.
Oh, yeah, well...
He took the pizza to our house and then had to come here.
Well, probably cold. I complain. So, I was kind of telling where we were going from there.
By the way, I gave him a very good tip.
Okay, that's good.
Just so everyone knows.
Yeah, we tipped him well. So, from there, Ryan was considering moving to Nashville. And so we put together a going away party, which I'll let you tell about that whole thing because...
Bro, I'm about to have pizza in my face. You gotta tell this whole story.
I can't.
What's your perspective? Your perspective on it is so much more interesting to me than my perspective on it.
I believe this is your important, life-changing decision to move across the country.
Which ended up changing your life too, apparently.
Kind
of.
of.
You're welcome. I changed your life.
One of those weird...
Pizza.
There's people who... They stream themselves just eating food.
What?
Yeah, not on Twitch, I don't think. Maybe. But what is that called? There's like a name for that.
What are those people now?
I make a lot of money doing it. It's creepy.
ASMR?
No, not ASMR is different. That's sound. No, you can't just be silent and eat pizza. It's your turn to share. Share your story.
I want to be silent and eat pizza.
No. Social eating or something, Liz? Yeah.
Welcome to our new social eating channel, guys. Okay. Don't moan. This is not meant to be sexual. This is meant to be pizza. We got ranch dipping cups, though, guys. And a little growl. Okay, one more bite, and then I'll tell you a story. Okay?
You gotta bite into the mic so we hear the crunch of the pizza. So weird and gross. Weird fucking episode. This is why we have guests. Yeah, ranch on pizza. It's the American way.
Okay. All right. So I'm going away party. When I decided to move to Nashville, I needed some extra cash because who doesn't? And especially when you're moving across country.
And you're broke.
You heathens. when I moved here and I needed some money, so created a going away party and charged it was optional but a very highly suggested $10 donation, and had about 100 people there at my party, and then had a few family members gave more than that, and so I don't know, I made like $1,500 that night. I think the most I ever made. Like playing. And
But
so,
what was it, though?
What I did...
That's the thing that relates it back to what we talked about.
I just want to talk about the money. Just kidding. So what we did was every band that I had ever played with, I tried to get there, which I think pretty much I got. So I had like 6 different bands that I had played with that all that band came together and played that night. Some of them were like having a reunion. One of the bands I was currently in, so it was like the going away band show. And then also just people I knew who were musical, brought them, and I would like do a duet with them. And then we created a band the jury was a part of, which like just we called it the party band.
Right, it was
and
just a band for that
we
night.
had never been a band before, but we played covers. We did like "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey. We did "Stop and Stare" by One Republic, et cetera, et cetera.
Et cetera, et cetera. But it turned out fairly successful. It was good. I think there's footage of it. You want to commentate poker
I want to commentate. Feel free.
or this? He said he wants to go to their poker night. I don't know what made you think of that, but I love myself some poker nights.
So I don't know what story you were telling before this and how it got.
Nothing.
to
I'm
the
just
going away
just continuing on the story of us. That's the episode for sure. Episode title.
party. Yeah, it is. Well, you skipped the Wolfpack, man. I feel like that was a defining moment.
Yeah, but we gotta get to the actual part where we're in Nashville doing a music podcast. We've been telling this story for an hour and 40
The
minutes.
fuck, Floppy? Well, like Obi, maybe Ryan,
Maybe.
Obi, 100%. Ryan,
Dude, I'm down for an online game. We used to play Governor of Poker quite a bit. Oh, you want to play for real money?
I'm down for real money. You know I like that real money.
Well, I'm definitely down floppy.
So when we came, before I moved to Nashville, shortly before, we went to Tucson to see Jimmy Eat World CD release party for Invented, which was a great album, a great show. And the whole time, this was like very much around the time of Hangover. And if you remember the movie The Hangover, Zach Galifianakis at some point calls them the Wolf Pack. We're the Wolf Pack, and in his very awkward way. You having trouble grabbing pizza?
Yeah, I'm grabbing this one now. That one's not cut enough.
Wow. And so we were, as a joke at the time, called ourselves, we were the Wolf Pack, the three of it, me, Jury, and Jared, we were the Wolf Pack, and on the way back, we stopped and saw a mine shaft. I guess as I tell the story, I'm like, oh, this wasn't very significant. But it was in our heads. I think that's part of, like, being in your early 20s, like, some shit can, like...
Be significant when it's not at all.
Yeah, like that. It's just a standard, 2-day or 1-day road trip. I guess it was a 2-day. But, like, I feel like for years after that, we were like, the Wolfpack! When the three of us together, the Wolfpack! And just made it a big deal. And still look back on that very fondly and definitely, like, I don't know. It was just great to be part of a pack, not to be a lone wolf.
But anyways, so you decided to move to Nashville.
Yep. And so I did. Both of us are like trying to like get out of talking so we can eat pizza. Maybe we should play the Lonesome Wolf video by Dawson Hollow.
But
It counts.
you got your degree at the Art Institute in audio
California
engineering,
and San Diego.
and came here to be a producer. And have done some stuff. And we actually should show a video of music you've done.
Let's show you Lonesome Wolf. This is an album I did last year. It's very cool, I think. I like it a lot. I think people like it. And it allows us to eat pizza.
I'm pretty much done eating pizza at this point.
And I just told the Wolfpack story.
So this is an album that Ryan made. Well, he just said what it was. I'm just going to look it up.
They're called Dawson Hollow. And this song is called Lonesome Wolf. And we did a Kickstarter for it about 1.5 years ago. And raised all the money and made this album. And it was really great. Really good time.
You need a better thumbnail.
Don't we all?
All right, guys.
I didn't make the video. I just recorded the song.
Right.
And I programmed the drums and stuff.
The lonesome wolf is howling at the moon. The song has wings of sad sincerity. He's singing out an old familiar tune. He bears his heart and soul so heavily. Am I the only one that feels alone? I try to patch my heart upon my sleeve. Loneliness just seeps inside my bones. Shirt cannot support the weight you see. Lonely, lonely, everybody that I meet is lonely. Feeding the beast, own it, you don't have to let those demons haunt you. Lonely, lonely, everybody that I meet is lonely, especially me. Own it, we don't have to let those demons haunt us. The wilderness is all I've ever known. Searching for a place to rest my head. Am I the only one without a home? I'm finding it within our common threads. Lonely, lonely, everybody that I meet is lonely. Feeding the beast, own it, you don't have to let those demons haunt you. Lonely, lonely, everybody that I meet is lonely, especially me. Own it, we don't have to let those demons haunt us. Ooh, lonely, lonely. Lonely, lonely. Lonely, lonely, everybody that I meet is feeding the beast. Own it, you don't have to let the demons haunt you. Lonely, lonely, everybody that I meet is lonely, especially me. Own it, we don't have to let those demons haunt us.
If you liked that last music video, that was Dawson Hollow. The song's called Lonesome Wolf. And if you saw, there's kind of like a little, what do you call it, a cliffhanger there at the end leading up to the next video. And the next video is called Take Me There. So if you want to watch that and hear more of the music, Take Me There is the next video in that series.
Yeah. Which I know YouTube videos are still a little bit choppy in the stream. Working on it, I got them a little better than they have been, but still. We gotta figure out. I have no idea why.
Our internet blows here, and it's mostly because I'm stealing from the people that live upstairs.
It's not an internet thing. It's something else.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Some weird Mac thing.
I've been waiting for 7 months for Google Fiber to come install my damn fiber. And they just keep delaying it because of construction. I don't know. So the point is that I've been waiting 7 months to get my own internet here simply because I want Google Fiber. Finally, I've just decided I'm going to get some intermediate. I've been using their internet. I thought it would be fine for a short period of time.
When he says there, he doesn't mean like the Angels.
No, I mean,
we were actually in a basement, a studio built into a basement, and there's people living in the house above.
Yeah, there are people that live upstairs, not angels, humans.
Humans. Worse than humans. Frat kids.
Frat kids. Children. Frat children. So, anyhow, The point is the internet sucks here, and I'm getting my own internet. So hopefully the YouTube videos will be better in the future on account of the internet. So anyway,
Okay. But anyways,
so we're in Nashville.
yeah, you moved to Nashville, and I wasn't
Bro,
there.
you should interview me on this. Hey, why are you leaving this all to me?
It's because I already
Pull
know
it out,
all.
bitch.
It's because I already
Interview
know it
me.
all.
That doesn't matter. I know things that I interview people about. It's better. It's better if you know. You can ask
Maybe
the right
you should
questions.
interview me about your experience in Nashville.
That makes no sense. Interview me.
This is not an interview show, Ryan. This is a casual hangout
Interview
where people
me.
tell stories about their lives, and we connect on a deep and interpersonal level.
That was too deep.
Yeah, what would you like to know?
You went to Nashville, and what'd you do?
Fuck you. You're so bad at interviews right now. And maybe always. I don't know. I've never seen you interview. Whatever. Okay, I moved to Nashville to become a record producer. And the first thing I did was have to find a new job because the job I transferred here with sucked. And so I went and worked as a medical courier driving medical supplies around the state. But also I got a job at House of Blues Studios. So if you've ever heard of the House of Blues venues, the same guy who created House of Blues owned the studio. And it's very, very cool. Like multiple different studios, 5 different studios or something, all connected in a complex. Epic stuff. And my first day at work, I walked in, and there's like this thing where on the front desk where you write down who the clients are that day, because you know you just need to be aware. So if somebody comes in like, oh hey, where's so and so, you can say, oh, they're in Studio D, they're here, they're there, or whatever, and you're just aware, right? So the first day they did it for me, and they wrote down who was in what studio, and they're like, okay, in Studio A is Don Henley, and I was like,
Which people might not know who that is.
those people,
Most likely.
those people are younger people.
Right.
Kevin knows. I don't know if Kevin's still here, but whatever. So Don Henley is the one of the lead singers of the Eagles. The Eagles had multiple lead singers, and he was the drummer. So Don Henley sings Desperado, and Don Henley sings, I'm trying to think what other, Hotel California, and a ton of Eagles songs. I can't think of the top of my head which ones are his, but like if you know the Eagles, then he, you know, oh poor
Floppy has
Floppy
no
dog, yes.
idea.
Well, it makes sense. He's 17 and lives in Canada.
Right.
Why would he know like a major American band from the 70s? So I
Sure.
get that's fine.
But I hope you know who the Eagles are. I'm giving you that much credit. 19.
19. What did I say?
17? Liz is 17.
Right. Okay. Whatever. Same thing.
That's a big difference. 17 to 19. God, Brian. No respect.
Offense. Sorry, I know off the top of my head their respective ages, but whatever. The point is, I'm 17.
Yes.
Was that how you
are.
wanted me to read those dots? I'm 17.
And she will be 18 in October. October the 20th. Or give or take a week on either side.
We'll see how accurate you were.
How accurate was I?
Yeah.
Maybe
So-
a second?
So anyway, Don Henley, he's a major like rock and roll legend, was in Studio A, and then in Studio D was T-Bone Burnett, who is a major. Oh, she's disappointed.
Oh no, how off was I?
T-Bone Burnett's a major music producer. He produced all the music for the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And he was working on a project called Nashville. And I was like, this is weird. Why does it say Nashville? Like, and he said, oh, well, ABC is starting a new TV show called Nashville. And he's doing all the music for it over in Studio D. And so I was like, okay, that's cool. And I don't know if y'all would know Nashville, the show, because
It's a fairly big show.
I'll bet Liz would, and I'd be really super
Surprised
if
knows.
Floppy knew. Yeah, but that's what I think. But anyway, Nashville's a TV show about Nashville, obviously, starring Hayden Panettiere and Connie Britton from Friday Night Lights and a bunch of other people. And super cool show. I really like it. Mostly because I lived in Nashville and worked in the music industry. But yeah, so anyway, it was like a really crazy, the point is, it was just a really crazy first day to be at this studio and see these big names like working there. And in those first few months, we had a lot of like major people coming into the studio I was working at. The band Perry was doing a record there, which was a bigger country band at that time. And I can't remember all the people off the top of my head, not right now. But then anyway, I just met a lot of people. And yeah, so I worked there for maybe 6 months and then kind of went off and did my own thing. And I lived in Nashville for 4 years, making music projects with people, just barely getting by, living in my apartment just down the street from here. Lived in a small apartment with a roommate and just like literally had my music set up. I didn't have a studio like this. Like I had my bedroom, and in my bedroom I had a pair of speakers set up and Pro Tools, and that was about it. And I was just working on whatever projects I get my hands on and just like barely eking out a living. And slowly but surely over time that grew to where I finally did, at the end, about the time that I left Nashville, I was working on a project for a friend named Roger Ye, who was our second guest. And we did an album, and it was a more serious album. The budget was like $30,000, which at the time was my biggest project I'd ever done. And I was like, this is like a real record. Yeah. And we did that record, and I was really proud of how it came out. But at the end of that project, I still just felt, the whole time I lived here, I was here 4 years, that whole time I still felt kind of homesick and felt like I needed to move back to San Diego. And at finishing that record, it was significant for me because at the end of that record, I thought, you know, like this is the thing I've been working for all this time, and anything else I do in music is just going to be this, but hopefully bigger and better and more. But it's not like it's going to be any different than this record. I mean, it will, different people, it's different, but it's, you know what I'm saying?
That's the thing.
I hit my goal, and I'm like, this is the real thing. This isn't like me making stuff in my bedroom anymore. I'm doing the real thing. It's just going to be more of this. And I did the real thing once, and I was like, you know, I'm still not like happy. I still, you know, miss people in San Diego. I want to go back to that life. And I moved back 6 months later. Mm-hmm. And so I ended my 4 years here, moved back to San Diego, got a very small little studio I took over from Co. And lived with a family for a short period of time and kind of reset my whole life.
Not his family, just a family.
A family. Very close friends of mine. They consider me family now. I consider them family. They're great people.
Yeah,
anyway,
they're
so that's
great
how I
people.
came back to San Diego, and
agree.
me and Jury and Corinne started hanging out a lot because we're family, and he made me his best man at some point along that way. Midway of me living in Nashville, I became your best man.
Yeah.
In your wedding. For people who don't know what a best man is. Looking at you, Floppy.
Yeah, you know, the Eagles are maybe.
What do they call
You
best
never
man in
confirmed.
Canada? Like your greatest guy?
Your best moose.
Best moose.
Your best mountie.
So, yeah.
And then we moved back, and then we're here.
I feel like
and
it's
we
your
just-
time to talk more about the story.
Yeah, well, so me and Corinne were thinking about moving somewhere. She wanted to move out of San Diego, try something different. She lived in China for a year and loved it. And best moose, Floppy confirms it's best moose.
Confirmed. Best moose confirmed. No, why didn't you move to China?
Because I like America, and China's a terrible country.
Wait, why?
Communism, and also no rights, and nobody speaks English there, and they also don't like you. Specifically you.
Oh.
I didn't want to move to China. So we decided we'll look at a few different places. My requirements for somewhere to move is it has to be a decent sized city. It has to have a purpose, like
Like the
music.
city has to have a purpose?
Yeah. Like, it has to have a reason for existing, you know? Like, why does Tulsa exist?
Good question.
Why does San Diego exist? It's the finest city, right? It's
Why does
beaches,
Tulsa
beautiful
exist?
weather.
Because a tornado hasn't destroyed all of it yet.
It's getting there. Like San Diego exists because it's this beautiful place, perfect weather. It's a vacation spot. You know, LA exists for the movies, right? The Silicon Valley exists for making silicon, computer tech, right? Tulsa exists for nothing. Not to shit on Tulsa twice, but
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other cities that
Wichita.
also don't matter. Wichita, who gives a fuck? So I had to have a purpose. And we narrowed it down to... Oh, and also the third requirement has to be significantly cheaper than San Diego to make it feel like I'm saving money by moving. Those are my 3 requirements. And we narrowed it down to 2 places, and one of them didn't quite fit the requirements, which was Denver was the other spot. Not that much cheaper.
You know,
and
I
only
would like
half
to
a
live in
purpose.
Denver.
I was actually thinking about Denver today
Really?
because
I'd move to Denver with you guys.
I was like, it'd be cool to go to a forest, but all the forests here are just swampy.
No, there's some cool ones.
There's some weird bugs, though.
Sure, but
Less weird bugs in Denver, probably. I bet you the water in the
you
streams
haven't been
is
to any
way
of the
more
forests
clear.
here. We got to go to the forest. I went last week.
Liz says you go to Wichita to work the straw.
I go to the waterfalls around here like almost every week.
I maybe down check it out, but I bet you the water. I don't know if I can trust none of that nasty swamp water.
No, it's not swamp water. This is like creeks. This is like mountain streams. It's nice water.
I'll consider it.
As you go east, you gain elevation.
And there's ticks and chiggers. Do you know about chiggers?
I do. I've never been bit by chigger.
I feel
I've
like
never been bit by
that.
tick.
Those are chigger bites. I think after looking it up today.
I don't think there are.
Look
They're
up.
flea bites.
You they're all around your ankles normally. We don't have fleas, and also those are chigger bites.
There are fleas here, and I have seen them on me every day, including today.
From
There
where?
are fleas in the studio.
Oh, in the studio. Where the fuck are we filming this at the house? Now I got fleas.
Yeah, you have fleas now.
Yeah, I should go to Gatlinburg. You're right.
Yeah, Gatlinburg is amazing. We have to go.
Anyways, chiggers are kind of terrifying.
I
Have you
love
seen them
Gatlinburg.
close up?
No.
Because they're tiny little dots. You know, tiny, tiny, tiny. I saw like a zoomed in picture.
Mm-hmm.
They're terrifying.
You know, it's also possible it's chiggers. I don't know. I don't know the difference between she and fligger. A flea and a chigger. What
You
did
gotta
I
be
say?
careful.
So many words. So,
So yeah, but the bugs here creep me out. So, but anyways, we decided to move to Nashville. A big push for that was Ryan was thinking about moving back.
sure, you're trying to transfer it
That
to
was
me?
the transfer. You didn't catch that?
No, I just got lost because I was thinking of...
God damn it! Do I have chiggers?
It's like we moved to Nashville because it was not Denver, which reminded me of the Dimitri Martin. Have you ever seen that Dimitri Martin where he talks about not Denver? No?
Maybe.
That's the whole thing. It's very funny. You should see it. Dimitri Martin.
Now I can think about like fleas on me.
Yeah, you're probably gonna get bit by fleas.
As long as I stay here in the studio, it's fine. And also,
they don't-
you're right, Liz. We moved here so we could be closer to Liz.
True. So, we, I wanted to, when I moved back to San Diego, you know, I think I was moving back in large part because of the relationships I had there and the people I knew. But one of the things I found when I moved back is that those relationships and people had changed, as people in relationships apparently do. But I think, you know, you have to learn that stuff through experience. It's interesting. One of the things my little life lessons I've learned is I feel like you can kind of try and predict what your life is going to be like if you make a major change. And, you know, I think when I've thought through that, in general, I've been right. Like, even moving back here this time, I kind of knew it's kind of hotter in the summer, it's cold in the winter, and I'm going to go work at this
Real hot in the
studio, and I'm
summer.
going to do
Miserable
this,
hot.
and this is cool, and you have an idea of what it's going to be. And what's weird is, very oftentimes you make these major changes. First of all, in a lot of ways, it's nothing like what you thought. Excuse me, because things change. Things fall through, other things happen, new opportunities come, you lose opportunities, good and bad things happen, they change it, and so it's not like what you thought at all. And then in other ways, it's like exactly like what you thought. But what's interesting is sometimes, for you, this is exactly like you knew before you moved here. So this is a test, okay? Before you moved here, not a test, but before you moved here, you knew you were applying to Belmont. You didn't know you had the job yet, right?
Right.
You knew it's hot in the summer. You know it's cold in
I
the
didn't
winter.
understand.
But that's exactly
The summer
right. That's
heat.
where we're going. You knew what these things were.
I was fine.
You
The
kind of
winter
had
was
a
fine.
general sense of what it would be.
The winter was pretty close
Stop
to what I
skipping ahead.
expected.
This is my question to you. This is my
Okay.
question to you. If you relate here, is that you kind of knew intellectually what this life was going to be like, and then you move, and then it's like a whole different thing. Like, you knew summer would suck and be humid. I told you that. You just know that. You look facts up. You knew it's hot and humid, and that would suck.
So hot,
You were
so humid.
You were not looking forward to it, even when it was cold in winter. you were not looking forward to the summer. But it's a different thing when it happens, am I right?
It is different. I mean, some things feel the same. Like, I was actually surprised how much didn't feel different. And still am. For the most part, it's just life. I go to work and I stream and, I drink beer and it's the same. I'm inside where there's nice air conditioning, so it doesn't matter. More air conditioning here, though, because it's cheaper. But some things are very different. And there's a lot of small things that are different. Like I was talking to a guy at work today. It's weird to me that cars park facing both directions on both sides of the road. You notice that? You can't do that in California. I don't know if it's illegal or just no one does. And it's a little things like that are very odd. People are definitely different. As far as weather is concerned, the winter is kind of what I expected. It went on a little longer than I thought, but I've heard that's abnormal. Even though I feel like everyone tells me I was a liar and it's the same every year. And I was getting kind of tired of it near the end.
Different, bro. The groundhog didn't show his head this year, and that's how it works. You just never believed that. You didn't have the belief in Punxsutawney Pat or whatever the hell his name was. Phil.
Punxsutawney Pat.
Phil. When Phil dies, they're going to replace him with Pat. You just didn't have belief in those legends because, you had never experienced the winter. But anyway,
but the summer is the worst.
This was on the continuing story of me moving back to San Diego.
Speaking of which, is it storming outside? When you go outside to get the pizza, was it storming?
There was no storming. It was clear skies.
It was supposed to be some crazy storm tonight. Did it just not happen? I'd be very disappointed if it didn't happen. I want it to happen. I want to see
Some will
it.
happen. Some will happen.
I feel like it's already be over by now.
Maybe. So when I was moving back to San Diego, what's interesting is I knew that things would have changed, that people would have changed, that life was going to be different, that it's not going to be exactly the same as when we were in college, all my college friends. Right. But what's weird is I went and hung out with those people, and in some ways it hadn't changed at all, which sometimes was frustrating because I had changed, and in other ways that it completely changed. And I'm talking about a number of different friends, a number of different friend groups. And what's weird is, like, I knew when I moved to San Diego, like, oh, I'm going to miss people. But I didn't know how bad I would miss people. I didn't know how hard that would feel. I thought I knew, but I didn't know until it happened. And same thing when I moved back, I was like, oh, I'm going to be with all these friends. I know it's different. I know people have changed. I know it won't be the same, but it'll be great, right? It'll be somehow you know, but you don't know. And then I moved back and I was like, oh, this really sucks. Like,
right.
Not being friends with the same people, things really changing. Or even you see your close friends, but you're just like, it's not the same. They don't mean as much to you, or you don't mean as much to them, or you still mean a lot to each other, but you don't make the time to get together.
Yeah, people change, things change, time. I mean, when you don't see people every day.
But you know that, but it doesn't, until like you base changes in your life on such things, you don't realize. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it affects you a lot more when, like, I decided, you know what, Nashville's a better place for my career, but I need to be around these people again. I miss them too much. This is, I want to live back there with those people. Once I made that decision and then moved back to be with those people, now those people things are just different. I knew that would be true, and yet it did not affect me until it was the reality. And so it was around that time that I started hanging out a lot with Jury and Corinne. Jury and I had been friends before. Corinne and I had been brother and sister before. And still were. And I'd go hang out at their house. It was your first place that I went to is like really small and kind of clustered.
Yeah, it was super tiny.
But you got me watching The Walking Dead, which got me coming back because I got hooked on those cliffhangers. And so I started hanging out at their house all the time. And actually transitioned to more TV shows. And our whole friendship kind of transitioned from exploration and mine shafts and playing music to watching TV shows. Because we became old and boring.
And then we understand why people didn't want to do those things.
I'm still into doing those things. I would love for us to do some urban exploration here in Nashville.
I'd like to do urban exploration.
Not all the time.
In the form of old buildings. I'm less interested in mine shafts.
What if we go to Wonderland? Right?
Sounds like you're gonna rape me or something.
I might. Wonderland. And I think Corinne would love to go too, I'm sure. Wonderland is in East Tennessee, like by Gatlinburg.
Okay.
Is it
abandoned?
It's right past Gatlinburg. It's in the Smoky Mountains, and You go down, you have to find the right road, some old abandoned road that looks like it would go nowhere and isn't important at all. And then there's like, I don't know, there was a town there and there's like 6 abandoned houses and then there's like this major abandoned like rec center or something. And there's this whole little like club called Wonderland back in the day has been abandoned. So that's pretty
That's pretty
neat.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
It's
sure
a
there's some
white
cool stuff
rabbit
around.
that leads you there.
I know there's an old abandoned prison that I've seen. I've Googled it to see like what's around, and that
Yeah.
looks so crazy. Or no, sorry, not prison,
Asylum?
asylum.
Oh.
I know, but and people like it was explorers and stuff. But now, apparently, you cannot, as there are very very large fences and armed guards 24/7 now, keeping people out.
Why?
Because whoever owns it, I guess, doesn't want.
To get sued?
I don't know. But apparently, like, you go, that people stop you, and people get tickets and stuff trying to go.
Has the money for armed guards, but not the money to tear it down? Oh, shit, you know what this is?
You know, it might be owned by the state, actually. I don't know.
Underneath that shit is some sort of lab.
For sure.
Like a Jurassic Park, the new one, style lab where they're breeding dinosaurs and doing crazy experiments. It looks like an old asylum on the front. Why is that thing guarded? Because there's an evil lair underneath.
Makes
Full of
sense.
secrets.
I'll buy it.
Yeah. We should go.
Yeah, let's go.
Break into the lab. Steal some dinos.
But I know there's some other stuff I know. There's some stuff around. The problem is, everything I read said there used to be a ton of it, and a lot of it's going away now because of the expansion of the city. They're tearing down all these old buildings and building
They're like,
condos.
oh shit, I own land. That's worth a lot of money.
All of a sudden, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Want to grab another beer? You want some?
No, yeah. This one's almost dead. An evil lair full of lizard men. That's right. That's. Did you just hit yourself?
Well, I mean, I'm literally hitting the bottle with my hand. I just hurt my hand. Usually that doesn't happen.
We have one for you, Floppy. You just have to come get it.
What part of Canada you live in?
Saskatchewan, I think. I don't know what that means. I just feel like I know that word, and there's very few places I would have heard Saskatchewan.
Yeah. Gosh, I really hurt my hand opening that beer.
Little bitch.
But it was worth it. Maybe.
Yeah, next time you have to open it with your teeth.
So we moved here in January. Mm-hmm. And
New Year's
it's been
Eve we got
7 months, which was cool. We went downtown and watched the fireworks. And now we do a podcast. I mean, there's
Yeah.
other fun stuff along the way. We did some really great trips. We got stranded more than once. There was the one time that I was driving down the road.
Did the worst U-turn of all time.
We're driving down the road in Arizona, like out in the desert in these red desert cliff area. And Life is a Highway came on, the Rascal Flatts version from the movie Cars. And I just like got so energized and like pulled off the first exit and started just speeding down this side desert road, having a blast. And then at a certain point I was like, I don't need to like waste all this time and gas going in the opposite direction of where we need to go. And so I decided I'm going to do this cool U-turn, where you're like, and go back to the highway. And yet I was not that good of a driver. So as I did my cool U-turn, we went a little bit off the side of the road into like where it was sand and got stuck in the sand. And so we were out there in the hot desert heat trying to free my tire, stranded in the sand, digging out my tires. And then finally these like mountain or rock climbers came by, and the rock climbers had ropes.
No, they had not just ropes. They had like
Rock climbing ropes?
professional like rock climbing gear. Mm-hmm. Like a whole thing.
But what helped us was the rope.
No, it was like it's not regular rope.
Magic rock climbing rope.
Yeah, Metro. Give the rope credit.
And so they tied it to my car, and they tied it to their car, and then they like slingshotted us out somehow.
Yeah, it was very stretchy.
Yeah. And anyway, there's been lots of like
And it
stories like
broke.
that. We've been stranded more times than can be counted.
2?
More than that.
Probably more than that.
I remember 2, but it could be up to 3 or 4 even.
At this point, who knows? We can't count because we don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah. Liz, yes.
I think that's the story.
Liz
of
has
us.
has a question. Paracord, probably. What do you think of bears? All right. Let's delve into that.
Completely unrelated.
I actually have talked about bears quite a bit recently. Weirdly
Oh,
enough.
really?
Yeah. Because here's the thing. There's a lot of black bears around here, apparently.
Not like right here, but maybe out in East Tennessee.
Not in the studio, but like in the trees.
Like in East Tennessee, not in the Nashville area.
Well, there are. As there have been spottings, which is what
No.
which is what spurned me to
Where?
do research. I don't know. I saw like a little blurb on like the Tennessean or some shit. There's like some bear like nearby. They're like, bear, people seen bears. And yeah, Liz says they come to Nashville occasionally.
What?
Yeah, you don't know.
Why are they coming here?
Probably for like the bar scene.
Yeah.
But
Nightlife.
the thing is, the more I looked into black bears, I've never really thought about black bears because we don't really have black bears in California. Or if we do, we don't hear about them. You hear about grizzlies.
Yeah.
And man, the difference in bears is crazy. Like, grizzly is like monstrous, terrifying, rip your face off, 9-foot tall monster.
Yeah.
And black bear's like cute, cuddly, and scared of you. If you go near it, it runs away. Like, not even like remotely the same. Like you can be like, get out of here, bear, and it'll like scuttle off. Like you like take people like take selfies of them and crap. All the food in the bar dumpsters. It's just crazy how different that. And they're little bears, just little guys. Pick up, put in your pocket.
I would love to.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a pocket bear.
Little pocket bear.
It's like a, what do they call those? Something pig. What's the little pigs?
Teacup, pocket pig,
Pocket. It's no pocket pig, but that's great.
it's a pocket
alliteration.
pig.
Pocket
Great
pig.
alliteration.
Pocket pig.
Yeah, like it's
now-
just like a mini pig or whatever.
Yeah. Pug pig? No, I don't know. Anyway, yep, pocket bear.
Pocket bear. Hashtag pocket bear.
We'll go to Smoking and see some pocket bears.
I feel like I got bug bites all over me. I'm like, please.
There's just
Like,
the
I start scratching
suggestion that
myself.
there are bugs has weirded you out. I've been
Yeah.
living with bites, man.
Yeah,
Living with bites. It's miserable.
yeah. Liz also has fleas. Floppy confirmed.
Dude, fleas just like, it's like all the bugs just love the weather here.
God,
They're
that's
huge.
the problem.
They're huge fans.
The bugs are taking over, and I'm not.
The nice thing about seasons is that the bugs go away.
Sure, but
they
the
go
bad
away
thing is
in the
that they're
fall.
that they're here so much more. Like, we don't have bugs like this.
Oh yeah, they're way more here. However, they go away for 2 of the seasons. For half the year, they're just kind of like gone and don't
Yeah.
exist, and you
I didn't see
forget they
bugs
ever
until
were.
recently.
Yeah, they're just they are not a year-round phenomenon, which is really interesting.
Yeah. But I think that kind of gets us to how we're here. And the thing is, I had the thought I want to do something music related here, but I'm a bad guitar player, and so we're going to try to do that here. And I'm not really involved in music, but I was like, I am streaming and would love to do something music related. And I thought about having kind of podcast show on streaming before. In San Diego, but it didn't make sense and also never came to fruition. But here we decided to do it, and we've got a studio on Music Row, so we call it Music Row Hideout, as you all know. And that's kind of what led to this being a thing. Was that what the story was about? Was like the
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Wow.
The journey, the
It
story
all came
of
together.
us.
And now I work here full time at the studio, and work with musicians and make musics,
Yeah.
and that's what we do.
Right. And we're probably gonna wrap it up here, but we should probably play another song you did,
All right. I was
or unless you want
wondering
to
if I should karaoke.
or we can have Ryan karaoke. I bet you
Because
that's
it hits our
that's what
story.
they're gonna want.
I just think I gotta see if I can find it on the old iTunes.
No. You just go on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Just-
Welcome to the future.
Ye old iTunes.
Well, except I've got to get our mics going through too. Well, that can happen, right?
Yeah.
Can I hear YouTube through the headphones? If that can work, then I can work with it.
I don't know.
Let's just see if YouTube
Definitely
will
not
go through
garbage
the headphones.
iTunes though.
Well, iTunes, you can, buy it. No. Let me see something. Excuse me. This is Just recognizing how much we're burping into microphones tonight. Maybe, to be fair, we may do that every night. I don't know.
But so he's gonna try to see if he can get this to work. Huh.
Here, yeah. Tell us. I know how to do it. I know how to do it now. But while it's
me
going
find
to take
it.
me a second, I'll do it. You tell
Okay.
the story of Main Tap Tavern. Main Tap Tavern is an integral story to our existence,
Sure.
a centerpiece, and it very much involves. It's a great segue for this song. So
Sure.
tell us about.
I feel like okay. Sure. Make sure to look up a karaoke version. Make it better. No, there's no singing over you. So we went to visit this bar. I mean, I wasn't there for the beginning of the Main Tap story, so I can't know the whole thing. But
One night we wanted a certain type of beer, and I looked it up and found this bar in El Cajon that had that beer called Main Tap Tavern. So we went there, and they had a karaoke night. So we came back again and started having
yeah,
fun.
but I wasn't there
Then
for the first
jury
time.
started coming.
Yeah. So I started coming in, and it became a thing. There was a reason why some of the other guys who were of that group stopped going, which I won't get into now. But we... Oh, I see. But we started going once a week. Well, I would say once a week, but the truth is we were going like, I don't know, 8 times a week, 12 times a week.
8 times a week.
It was a lot. And they had a kind of a challenge there to drink 50 different beers. Not in one night because you would die, but in over time. And so we started working on that, which kind of was another just reason to continue going back there. I eventually did finish it, and because of that, my name is on the wall at the bar. I don't know. It's not really like a story. It's a thing we did. We went to bars and drank beer, and there was karaoke.
Well, what's important? Here's what's important about the story. Okay, number 1.
Yes.
Number 2, Main Tap Tavern had the promotion, I forget, to get your name on the wall, and Jury eventually did drink 50 beers and get his name on the wall
To
on
be
a
fair, I
plaque
drink way
forever.
more than 50 beers.
Huh?
I definitely drank
Oh,
way
of
more
course
than
we
50
did.
beers, yeah. But 50
Over
different ones that we
time.
took track of over time, yeah.
And also, we'd go on these karaoke nights and do karaoke, and there was a guy there.
I would not
The most
sing.
colorful character of all Main Tap was a guy named David. And David was the karaoke guy, and he's like a bigger dude, glasses, always kind of drunk, had his eyes kind of always like half closed. And you come up to him, and it was weird because sometimes he seemed like the nicest guy ever, but he also sometimes seemed like kind of a dick. He's the kind of guy that'd be like, you'd come up and you'd be like, "Hey man, I want to do this song. Is that cool?" And he'd be like, "Ah yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Just make sure you fucking tip me or else you're not going to do it." And like, he had this smile, like anybody who was watching your conversation would be like, "Oh, what a nice guy." But what he said, you're like a little scared of him. But generally, he was cool to us. Some nights he was super cool, like we were his best customers ever. And other nights he kind of was like pissed at us for not tipping, and he'd bring it up. So you could be very awkward. But anyway, I'd get up and sing a song or whatever. Me and my friends would get up, different people would sing songs, and he'd always be like, "Come on! Come on, that's right, we'll stop and stare. Come on! Come on!" Just like that. And so it became a catchphrase amongst our friends that would go to Main Tap. We'd always be like, "Come on!" And we started, of course, he didn't know we were mocking him, but he would be like, "Come on!" And we'd all be like, "Come on!"
Until one day he disappeared.
Until one day David disappeared. We're like, "What the hell?" And it was some backup karaoke person. Like, what is this? And we find out, hey, yeah, actually David was outside of his apartment and he tried to break up a fight and somebody stabbed him in the eye. And we're like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, we have a get well card. Everybody's signing
Get
it."
well card. He was stabbed in the eye.
And so we all signed the get well soon card, and next time we saw him, he was in with a glass eye and like a patch, like
Which
a pirate.
is crazy.
And he's still doing karaoke. He's like, "Come on, guys, come on." That was crazy. So,
Yeah. But anyways, Ryan used to sing a couple very specific songs most of the time.
but one of my go-to songs was "Stop and Stare" by One Republic. Reason being, I don't know. I learned it because I won't go into the story. Don't let me go into the story. We don't have time, right? But
Sure.
just side note, I one time auditioned to be on a Nickelodeon TV show. Yeah, and I had to learn 16 bars of an up-tempo pop rock song. And at the time, I really liked One Republic, and so I learned "Stop and Stare."
it's not really a...
Sorry, mid-tempo
Okay,
pop rock
that's not
song.
really an up-tempo.
And so I learned "Stop and Stare." I had to memorize it. and sing it a cappella for the audition people. And it was to be part of like a boy band. And I was like, it's one of those things you try out for something like that for a good week. You're like, oh my God, what if I know I won't get it, but what if I got it? Like, I'll be rich. This is crazy. The show is Big Time Rush, which doesn't exist anymore. But for a while, Big Time Rush was a boy band put out by Nickelodeon. They had a TV show. They put out like a few albums. There was a hot minute where Big Time Rush was like actually a big thing. And I was auditioning to be the lead role, which doesn't really say anything about me. Anybody could have auditioned to be the lead role. But I was one of those people. And I got there and I sang Stop and Stare. And so because of that, when we got to karaoke, I was like, well, you know what? I know this song already. I'll sing Stop and Stare. I've already practiced it. And so it kind of became my calling card, my main thing. And there was this one like bartender there.
Liz says, oh my God, I guessed it. Jesus, fuck my childhood. Would have been way different had you gotten it.
Yeah, if I had been...
Big Time Rush, we probably wouldn't be friends. I'd be too arrogant, rich as hell.
A dick.
Music Row Hideout would be very different because either we'd be like a super rich podcast, or it'd be like a really jaded podcast because I like had all this money and fame and it'd be like Music Row, fuck you guys podcast, Hideout. Anyhow, there's this one bartender who really liked when I sang Stop and Stare, and this one time she was like, hey, if you sing Stop and Stare, I'll give you a drink. And I was like, oh, I just sang it earlier in the night or the day before or something. And she was like, I'll give you a drink, anything you want. And I was like, would you give me a Scooby Snack? Because for you young people, there is an alcoholic beverage called a Scooby Snack.
I actually was talking about that earlier today too.
Weird. Yeah. And she's like, I'll give you a Scooby Snack. And I was like, how about 2 Scooby Snacks? One for my girlfriend as well. She haven't watched Scooby-Doo in a while. That's what Scooby does. He always negotiates for a second Scooby snack in order to do something. And I did. And so me and my girlfriend each got Scooby snacks for me to go sing Stop and Stare. And so I did. So it became my thing. We sing at my going away party. Every time I've done karaoke, I have this one specific group of friends that's always like, sing Stop and Stare, because it's just nostalgic for us. And so anyway, to go out on the podcast, I'm going to sing live on the internet. It was just like a first time ever. And I don't think I'm going to sing pretty good. I don't think I have actually sung in years. So
did you set it up to be heard?
Yeah, we'll just need to put the reverb on my voice, make me sound beautiful.
Okay, do that.
So let's see here. Check. Okay. And we're getting that reverb. Woo! Can hear it. And then, let's see.
Did you mute me?
Got to get the song. I'm going to just play it real quick just to get a good level. Oh, I didn't mute you. I would never mute you.
Never.
I would mute you. Where's the song? Stop and Stare. Let's see that volume. Okay, hey, check. I think it's going to be too loud for me to sing. Liz, if you could give us feedback on volume. Do I need to turn somebody up or down? It's hard to tell here. Hey! Do I need to go quieter? That is too loud, isn't it? Hey,
She said loud.
Loud. Sorry. I'm turning me down. Okay. Hey!
Why are you doing this to us?
Okay, how's my volume if I'm singing? Dad, this volume, is this too loud?
I mean, I can tell you how loud it is because I know.
Is that too loud? That's fine. Okay. All right, and now the volume of the song is very important to adjust. I'm sorry, I have to be my own artist and sound person right now. It's just too much. This is why people hire me. How's that? Is this song too loud, or is this
can't
okay?
hear.
I know I don't care what you think. I want to know what Liz and...
Yeah, I need a new message, Liz. Last time I just had music down a bit more, but I don't know how old that was.
Okay.
So let's see now.
How about right here?
Loud.
Huh?
Music is still really loud.
Really loud. Okay, how about now? Is that okay if you like turn down your volume and things?
Hey, stream reviews. Still a fair bit loud.
Hey! How's that? Did they say better? Oh, she said better. Speak. How is that for you?
Dear God.
What?
It's just, no, you're just screaming.
Well, that's called singing,
All right.
Jury.
No, that's just screaming.
This is gonna be really awkward, you guys. Me singing on the internet. I'm not an artist. I work with artists. I don't do the artist things myself. Hey, see how if I need to back up, I gotta stand.
This is so weird.
I really need to go through a better job of getting a guest because I don't want to have to do this again. But anyway, you guys are entering a very select crowd of drunk karaoke people
Is
that
this?
have ever heard me
He's
sing.
saying music is still overpowering your voice.
Oh, so should we just turn up my voice then?
Yeah. Beginning.
Starting over. I could put auto-tune on, I'm just saying. I have the ability.
No.
Okay. Goose frog. This town is cold enough. I think it's sick of us. It's time to make a move. I'm shaking off the rust. I've got my heart set on anywhere but here. I'm staring down myself, counting up the years. Steady hands, just take the wheel. Every glance is killing me. Time to make one last appeal for the life I lead. Stop and stare. I think I'm moving, but I go nowhere. And yeah, I know that everyone gets scared, but I become what I can be. Oh, stop and stare. You start to wonder why you're here, not there. And you give anything to get what's fair, but fair ain't what you really need. Oh, can you see what I see? Ooh, we need more beer. They're trying to come back. All my senses push and tie the weight bags. I never thought I could. Steady feet, don't fail me now. I'ma run till you can walk. Something pulls my focus out, and I'm standing down. Stop and stare. I think I'm moving, but I go nowhere. And yeah, I know that everyone gets scared, but I become what I can be. Oh, stop and stare. You start to wonder why you're here, not there. And you give anything to get what's fair, for fair ain't what you really need. Jury hears no music, he just hears me screaming. Stop and stare. Ooh, think I'm moving, but I go nowhere. And yeah, I know that everyone gets scared, but I've become what I can be. Oh, do you see what I see? See. Okay, that was not my best performance of all time. I'm not nearly.
Do I have to do anything to stop it? Will it repeat?
No, it won't. You'll be fine. But here's what we should do. This is a great demonstration for our peoples.
What?
Whoa, which channel am I? Check. This one. Here we are.
Floppy has fucking aced it.
Fucking aced it. Floppy, you don't even know. Back in
You
my
were singing
heyday, I could really
so
loud.
much louder than you normally sing.
Well, I don't know. You used to be in a bar with me.
Sure,
where it was loud ass
But-
speakers.
But we've also heard other people sing here.
It's true.
About 10 times louder. So,
Oh.
like, they heard you next door.
Sure they did.
Oh my god.
I don't know, man. It's high. It's high. So what I
Oh, is this auto-tune now?
wanted to show you guys, I am. Oh, I don't know what key we're in. This is auto-tune. Hold up. I think what now I've sang through auto-tune a lot of times, so I kind of know. But I think we should put Jury through it, make him sing an auto-tune.
I will not.
You absolutely will.
I will not.
Yeah, you will. Gotta find the key of C. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Does anybody have anything they want me to say
I will sing
with
for
auto-tune?
exactly 100,000 bits. That's what it costs per song.
C.
I will not. Many people have tried to get me to sing.
So that's my key. So what auto-tune does is it automatically put your pitch right on a perfect note every
Can't
single
list permanent.
time.
Lifetime subscription.
Lifetime. Welcome to Music
sing-
Row.
sing that.
Hideout. When you don't know what key you're in, you just sound like Kanye West. So apparently he wasn't singing shit. Because I don't hear music, so I don't know how to sing in the key of C right now. Plus I hear delay on my voice. It's tripping me out. But I guess that's what you sound like when you want to sound like Kanye West. Yeah. Whoa. Kanye West, bitch.
I think you're having way too much fun with that.
that. Okay, Jury, we need you to talk in auto-tune. But you have to hear it. Hold up, I'm gonna change the sample rate. It'll be easier for you to talk. Oh, you're
Okay.
just you can't be in your mic for it. Okay.
I can do this.
All right, let's do 1 second. Yeah, do your mic. I'll put it on yours. You will soon.
Hello.
You are too.
Hear me.
You hear you. This is a good start.
Good start. Hearing.
You're this one, I think. Okay, tell me. If
I
you
need
got
a haircut very badly.
Tell
I
me
hear
if you
no
got
auto-tune.
auto-tune on.
Nope.
Do you hear you?
Sure do. But maybe my voice is just so perfectly in the pitch I want it to be that auto-tune has no effect.
This is
The slight delay makes it hard
okay.
to talk.
Talk with a pitch. Sing some. Just
I'm
do
not-
a pitch.
I don't sing.
Just go. Do you hear it? Is there auto tune?
Oh, that sounds. Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
Now that that's very, very auto-tuney.
Just sing something. You can't sing the wrong note right now. I've heard you sing many times.
I've never sung not even one time in my whole life. Never. No one's ever seen me sing ever. That sounds fucking weird.
Do that. Dude. Just talk with your high pitched voice a little bit.
I'm not gonna sing "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star," Liz, or anything else. It takes a lot. I sound kind of like that Gladys in Portal. You know, no, you don't know. You never played Portal, but the first Portal, when she talks like this, she talks like that, it sounds very auto-tuney. The cake is a lie.
This is your key for your song.
I'm not singing
This is your
anything,
key,
so
brah.
it doesn't really make a difference. Talk like Claptrap. I don't even know what Claptrap. I don't know.
Or Slipgator would be a good voice for auto tuning.
We should just auto-tune Slipgator then. It's very weird. Because whenever I say something, it's just on a very, very slight delay.
Yeah, that's true.
It's really trippy. It's so slight, it's almost unnoticeable, but it's just feel it.
Yeah.
What did you do?
I turned the delay down more.
Oh, really?
Okay. But hold on, I'm getting another set of headphones. We're going to have a conversation about it. And I know we're supposed to sign off, but there is at least one more thing we're supposed to do.
there's at least one more thing we're supposed to do. Doop-a-doo. You have no idea how weird it is to hear yourself in the headphones on a slight delay. It's super, super weird, and I need an alt tab here. Let's do this. Get that back up so I can. Right now, I can just see your guys' chat on the phone. Oh, there you go. Now I can see it on here. There we go. All right.
This is gonna be the world's first auto-tune conversation.
I feel like that's probably not true.
It's probably. Why would anybody do this? That's just how I come up
Yeah.
with the world first. I'm just like, this is stupid. No one would do it. First, it's a first. That's the record.
That sounds so weird. There you go, Liz. I yelled. That's all the strength. Ready?
Yeah.
That's not a conversation, Ryan. That's you trying to sing things.
I'm not trying to sing, baby.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we hear each other. You hear me, right?
Yeah, but can I hear your auto-tuning?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess I can. Do a re.
Oh what?
A re!
That's the closest I've ever heard to you sing ever. You know what it is? Raoul!
She wants you to re. I feel like you don't understand how conversations work.
Did I get auto-tune in my headphones?
You're a shitty conversationalist.
I just want to roll with it. Is my voice significantly quieter than Jury's? I think it is. Raoul. Check. Check.
I think if you were going to sing a Dr. Speck line, Gillette is a little more proper than Raoul.
Okay, give it to us.
Nope.
Oh, here I am.
Oh my God, you're so loud now.
Okay, I'll turn me down. I'm sorry. I'm not that loud, right? Because I'm whispering. Okay. Hey, how's that? How am I now?
It's better. I mean,
Better?
everything is overall very loud.
Your headphones overall.
Yeah, the headphones are louder now. But it's fine.
There's not even a bad delay on us.
It's not too bad.
Okay, auto-tune conversation.
So... It's very difficult to actually talk. It's very, very distracting. But I guess. Don't think what's your favorite kind of turtle?
Ninja.
That's. I don't know. I don't know if I can accept ninja. Weird. Yeah, I mean, we had someone else already mention the Ninja Turtles.
His response was Leonardo, but my response was Ninja overall. And if I were going to be specific, Donatello. This would sound like something people would do. They'd be like, hey, you want to get drunk and talk in auto-tune?
Not outside of Nashville. Or
Maybe
in other
this is-
music
maybe
places.
This is Nashville. I don't know.
I don't think this is very Nashville.
It is a world's first thing. No one else has ever done this, maybe.
I feel like people probably did this
Trademark.
back when that T-Pain app came out. Liz has a
yeah.
question.
Okay, yeah. Ryan, what does that mean? Liz, question. Is she now stalling because the question was going to be the turtle thing?
A question that demands an answer.
Oh, okay. Go on.
I know, but now we're just looking at chat and
An
waving.
entirely
honest answer.
honest answer. Jerry, you gotta talk with more pitch.
You know, I just talk how I talk.
That's actually good. Keep doing that.
I talk how I... And that's...
Yeah, I was just gonna read the turtle question. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, we figured. But you can always throw something else out there.
Snapback. It's a type of hat.
She said, what's your favorite turtle?
Whoa, ninja. Okay. So there's something that we need to talk about. to y'all. One of the things that we've been looking to do
Yeah.
is come up with some more bits.
That's true. We do need more things because like right now with this we were just kind of winging it, having a whatever time, and we need things that we do regularly on the podcast when either it's just us or when it's somebody else.
We need bits.
But you
Not
can't just
money bits. We
you
need
can't
bits
just say
like-
bits because that's Twitch. That's currency.
Like, tell me a bit. Like a Woods bit or something. What's a bit?
Or like a bit on like Jimmy Fallon. They do
What do they do?
all sorts of things. Oh, the thank you notes, right? He writes thank you notes.
Yeah.
Or you do. Whoa, that got weird.
Ooh. Also, Liz has another question. And
An answer must be from your
an answer from
soul.
my soul. So, my soul is the earth round or flat? I know the answer to this. I just learned it today. It's long.
Real long.
I probably won't be able to find it on Instagram, but somebody said I've heard of round earthers and I've heard of flat earthers. But what about a long earth? And they had this picture of like
A long tubey typed earth.
Yeah, like a tube earth.
Tube
a
earth.
long earth. I'm going tube earth. Yep. But good question.
Yeah, good question. Thanks for that.
Is the earth round or flat? Tube. It is tubed.
I don't think tubed is a shape.
So one
Tubular?
of the bits we do is called... It's not called, but we do the turtle thing.
Yeah, turtle bit.
Turtle bit. It's short, but every episode we're going to ask somebody
It's something that is
turtle.
repeated, so it like solidifies a thing.
It's a bit. It's a thing.
It's a
It's
bit.
going to happen. It's later on in the episode. It's not the first thing, but it happens every
Yeah, so
time.
we need more ideas for more bits.
We got... What are we drinking tonight? That's not really a bit as much as it's a
but it's a
catchphrase.
theme, common theme.
A theme. But we need bits like... This
Would you
would be a
rap-
bit. I'm not saying this is a bit we're going to do. I'm just saying auto-tune conversation could absolutely be a bit.
It's in the big category.
What other...
Floppy said, "Would you rather?" Which I don't know if he was going to follow that up with an actual question of "Would we rather?" or if he was suggesting that as a bit.
Would you rather is a bit.
But I feel like it's kind of
Would you rather?
it's a done bit. You know, it's like it's a cop out bit.
Hold on, I'm going to shut the door because they see sounds coming in.
The auto tuned AC sound. I mean, it's not auto tuned, but it could be.
Have you ever...
Every fingernail you have ripped off with pliers, or loose your side. Fingernails, they'll grow back. And even if they didn't, it'd be fine. I don't know. That's some pretty
I don't
basic.
get it. Is this a suggested bit? Every week we're going to get together with our art, and they are going to rip off every fingernail and
Or
lose their sight.
It's up to them. They get to choose.
Oh, that's a would you rather.
Yeah, did you not catch that?
No, I thought it was a bit suggestion. I was like, not a good bit.
Or the best bit. We'd get so many views.
Yeah. Every week we're gonna take off somebody's fingernails and fucking make them lose their sight, though.
No, they get to, it's or. They get to
Or, ooh, live. Would you rather?
Or stab them in the eye like David.
What?
Rip
Oh, David.
Yeah.
Come on! Come on!
For people who are just joining now, they're probably so freaked out. Like, what the hell are they doing? We don't know.
I don't know. Other possible bits we could do would be what?
Yeah, we need more bit ideas. Keep throwing them at us.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is a bit. This is a very meta bit, but this bit is what should our bit be bit.
The what should our bit be bit?
What should our bit be bit?
Liz says, rip David's eye. Never forget.
Never forget.
Never forget.
Come on! Come on! What's great about this is we are hearing each other through auto-tune.
Yeah, but everything's like on a slight delay. I hear your voice outside the headphones, and then you in the headphones, slightly off. And then I hear me and my voice in the headphones slightly off.
I try to just focus on the headphone voice, I think. But it's not that long of a delay.
Yeah, it's real short.
What's a good, like, auto-tune line? Do you believe in life after love? That was the original.
1 minute songwriting session. Have them play a game. The improv songwriting they did on the first episode.
Yeah.
And that is a good bit.
With Steel, yeah.
It doesn't work with everyone.
Yeah, they gotta be able to think quick.
But the 1 minute songwriting could be. If you have 1 minute to write a song right now, go. And we let them, and then play it.
That's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
If we talk while they're like,
Crunch.
What if they go in the other room and they have 5 minutes to write a song with some suggestions we have? What do you
Buy
think about
chips
that?
every week and crunch.
We've done that.
Don't do that.
But what do you think about that? Like, we take suggestions from the crowd and we're like, okay, these are your 5 themes. Try to put this in a song.
5 minutes.
You have 5 minutes. They go into the other room and do it. No one hears.
We don't
want
wanna
to
see them do it live.
They have a reveal.
Okay. Maybe I could see that. That's a good idea. We can try it out. What else? Bit me, bitches.
Bit me, bitches. We gotta come up with more bits on the Music Row Hideout. Music Row Hideout.
I feel like your headphones are giving me fleas.
There are no fleas on you as far as I know. Floppy, we gonna need some bits. Anybody else in the chat, we gonna need some suggestions for funny shit we can do each week. Or not funny, serious stuff. Deep questions. Deep.
Oh, what is it, Liz?
Deep questions. Oh wait, says Liz. I know a bit that we haven't talked
Talking about
every
floppy.
week.
It's kind of a bit at this point. It's a theme.
It's time for talking about floppy.
Talking about floppy.
We have a little video that comes up talking about floppy, and a little rabbit hops across the screen.
Is that because we can't show a dick on stream?
Correct. All right.
Cool.
Well, do you have any bit ideas?
Not off the top of my head. I mean, I'm going to try to think of some.
You've only had weeks to think about this.
Sure, but I haven't done so. But I can try to start doing that. Thinking about bits. Of the performing
give the people
variety.
a little Obadiah auto-tune.
They're hearing plenty of auto-tune. It's not my fault my voice is perfectly on pitch.
Gotta give us a little ooh.
Get used to it. Floppy. The legend. The dongus.
The myth and man. Floppy dongus. Floppy dongus. Alright.
You're not just the delightful mod, Liz. You're the original mod. The OG.
Floppy's the legend and I'm just the delightful mod. I don't think you understand how compliments work in Jury's world. Delightful is like the highest there goes.
Delightful's pretty high up on there.
When Jury talks about himself, he describes himself not as a legend.
I am delightful.
He describes himself as delightful. It's one of his
I'm damn
attributes.
delightful. It's true. Delightful to be around. It's delightful. Delightful.
Delightful.
You are, Liz. You're the first. I mean, before I even modded you, Floppy, I wanted to make sure it was okay with Liz, so I asked her. And she said that it's fine. And so, really, it's you have Liz to thank.
Wow.
Wow.
All right. Well, I don't know if we're going to do the asking for bits bit in the future. It wasn't my favorite bit.
But we are going to think of some bits so that way we're prepared more both for the next episode and other times when we do an episode on our own, which probably isn't very, very common, but it'll happen from time to time, either because we plan it or we're trying to promote something you're doing or...
It just fails. Our guests don't show.
So, yeah, or guests just don't show up.
Then we're gonna talk through auto-tune.
We will not. We will not do that all night. There's no way. Well, it's just...
It's
just the worst.
I'm gonna talk through auto-tune all night.
Maybe for like 5 minutes max. Just only a little bit.
Boom, 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 boom. Hey, Liz and Floppy, do you guys know the song Love Lockdown by Kanye West? Is it too old for you?
I don't know that song.
Boom, 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 boom. I wish I could remember the lyrics.
I don't know. I don't think I know that song.
Love,
Not a huge
love,
Kanye fan myself.
love.
Floppy says no.
We're all in this together.
Together through auto. Sing.
What?
We're all in this together through auto
Boom,
tune.
boom, boom, boom.
Oh, she does know that
Sinking
song.
down.
She had that song.
I wish I
That
could remember
song?
the lyrics. Love, love, lockdown, yo. You need that, oh, da 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 da, da 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 da, da 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 da. Whoa! What is "We're All in This Together"? How do I sing that?
I have no idea.
We're all in this together. I feel like I've heard that from somewhere. It's like a kid's thing, isn't it? A children's song?
Yeah, I don't know.
We need faster internet so that the chat gets to us quicker.
I mean, it'll always be some delay, but it could be shorter than this for sure. It's from High School Musical.
Oh. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
I'm
don't
too
know.
old.
Too old.
Too old.
Too old.
We're all in this together, singing our songs in a High School Musical. High School Musical. Is that how it goes?
That was perfect. Exactly how it went.
Okay. So are we gonna play some kind of song as an outro?
Yeah, we'll play a song.
What should we do?
We go do another Dawson Hollow. This is a video.
Dawson Hollow. Does anyone want to vote? We got Dawson Hollow.
We
got
did Roger's stuff.
Roger Yeager.
We've done both his videos.
Oh, here on the show we have.
Remember we had him
But you
on
know
the-
we haven't done. Oh, we did do that. But you know what we haven't done? We haven't done his video. Just want to meet you.
Yeah, is that on the tube?
It's on YouTube, and then Dawson Hollow video is "Take Me There," and then what other videos do we have? Or do we want to just do a song so people can see us? Oh, you could play some. You could play my David Archuleta video.
You didn't do the song,
That's
did the
true.
video.
I just did the video.
which is still cool, but it's not as cool.
So if you're wondering why Jury in Nashville is... Ooh, that's really pissing off the computer. It's muting us a lot. Jury lives in Nashville because I moved here first. This is why his life is this way. This is a song I recorded with our second guest, Roger Yeager. And we're going to play the video that I also filmed.
So, all right, guys.
Show and tell. Yeah, do
Thanks
that
for coming to hang out. As always, feel free to hit the follow button if you haven't done so already. You're going to take a look at this video. And also make sure to check out... You can find me on Twitter, Obadiah_X, Instagram, Obadiah. Everything else on Obadiah X. That's all of it. Or this Twitch channel. It's the best place. I'm here all the time. And you can find Ryan at
At Ryan Pool Music. Everywhere. Ryan Pool Music on Facebook. Oh, Facebook. And Instagram. Instagram.
Anyways, guys, thanks for coming to hang out. Enjoy the video, and we'll do the Music Row Hideout next week on Saturday. But of course, I'll be streaming throughout the week, as always. See you later. But watch the video. So not see you later?
Watch this video right now. It's gonna play. I'm just gonna keep singing till you mute me. Singing till you play the
Just wanna meet you.
On a walk by myself, it's not so bad, honestly. But there's one thing that I think would make it better. It's if I had someone with me. Yes, I know December's coming, and it will bring a brand new year. But even then, will I be thinking, I hope you get here someday. 'Cause baby, I'm tired of waiting, and I wanna meet you soon. And I hope that you're on your way. All the waiting gets me frustrated. I just wanna meet you. Just wanna meet you soon. Well, all my friends are getting married, and some are having baby number 2. And they wanna know when it will be my turn, but all I can say is maybe soon. But yes, I know December's coming, and it will bring a brand new year. And even then, oh even then, I hope you get here someday. 'Cause baby, I'm tired of waiting, and I wanna meet you soon. And I hope that you're on your way. All the waiting gets me frustrated. I just wanna meet you. No, I'm not perfect, and some days I may let you down. But I promise you this, that I will love you the best that I know how. And I hope you get here someday. 'Cause baby, I'm tired of waiting, and I wanna meet you soon. And I hope that you're on your way. All the waiting gets me